Hello, hello. 6up, can you hear me okay? Let's hope so. Looks like I'm live. Can you hear me okay, JBT? Alta? Yeah, I didn't know how long the jerks were going to be live, so I didn't want to step on toes. I try to be really careful about that. Can you hear me? Let me double check my end. All right. I'm not going to keep you guys very long tonight because I know there's other people going live. But hey, man, 6up did us quite a service today, right? Did she not? All right, let's get started. While I get my screen set up, just a couple of topics. Let's just start with this.
So I heard you're back in town and haven't changed a bit, man. You get off talking down to the little man. Time you get what you deserve. Wow, you're so fucking stupid. Been a while since my head was this polluted. Lucky I know my own word. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, boy. I like your blood on my teeth, just a little too much. So bite me, slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands on my head, help every day. Ooh, ding, ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I back up on backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya. Did you think I'd be easy? Snap me like bamboo. Hold me into the soul of your jackboot. Wish I could bottle the taste. Cause I drink off that look on your face. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, boy. I like your blood on my teeth, just a little too much. So bite me, slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear you. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands in my head, help every day. You ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I back up on spiked into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands in my head, help every day. You ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I back up on backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya.
I hope everybody's great today. Boy, did we have some shit drops, right? For a lot of us, you knew we were dealing with some really ugly, nasty people that like to throw accusations and allegations around. Yeah. 6up did us a service. Let me grab this before I say hellos. So I say it all the time. When we find people that are doing really good things in the community, it's really important to support those people. It's very much so important to support those people. Whether it be subscribing to their channel, sharing out their content, memberships. I'm dropping in the chat here the Cash App that goes to 6up Media. She is the person who put that whole stream together by herself, dropped the facts, gave a little bit of opinion. Hey, Valerie Ventura, give a little bit of an opinion about it, right? So, Moz, if you can grab that link for that Cash App and make sure that that goes through the chat this evening, I would appreciate it. Also, you'll notice in the description of this live stream here, hey, Devious, you'll find that I have listed several channels. I went a little excessive today, okay? But we have, let's see. So we have not only 6up Media and the Jerks and some payment methods. I personally think that these are amazing channels that are doing really, really good things. They're really bringing communities together. They're not out spewing hatred or conspiracy crazy. They're actually showing documents. Those are called receipts, and sending you the links where you can go and obtain those yourself. So I have payment methods or money transfer apps for 6up Media. It's really important that we support her, right? She did a great thing. You also find the Jerks channel membership links as well as 6up's membership link. And then there's a whole list of channels that may or may not be talked about this evening. I'm going to try to keep this to a limited, a little bit of time. Getting over some cold stuff. We got the COVID running through the area. You'll also find a link to a Discord that was recently set up. Before people come at me sideways, I realize that I've always said I don't have anything to do with Discord. However, two very important people, JBT and Haven, have spent a significant amount of time with me, helping me establish the quickest way to get information, resources, links, important stuff to grief community. And so thankful for that, very thankful for that. So I'm going to grab JBT's Cash App and pop that through the chat if someone could remember, or grab hold of that and also pop it through the chat from time to time, because I appreciate so very much the time with not only helping me set it up, but understanding how private we want it to be, how we want to be able to prevent, ugly people from coming in for just to be nosy and grab people's personal loss stories. So it's really important to me. If you are of giving nature and you find it that you have it in you to be giving, please consider the channels that I have listed down there below. So hey Tracy F, we're going to get to it here in just a couple minutes. Hey 6up, thanks again. Amazing job today. I know that you verified it and I know that you worked on it. That was, great job. Like, how many people do we have running around here pointing the finger at everybody else, calling them terrible names, making crazy accusations, talking a whole lot of shit? We have a lot. But it's always funny whenever you find the person doing it has quite the history themselves of a lot of stuff. And for those who didn't see 6up's link or 6up's live stream earlier, it's also linked in the description below. I'm going to grab that and pop that through the chat. Also, it's important that you go see for yourself the documents and you see the text messages and the screenshots, because they're pretty telling. For those of us that have been continuously harassed via back chats using deceased family members as troll names, when someone's a stalker and then they turn around in their real life and then they turn around and say, well, I don't have time to do all that. I don't have all the time to be doing all of this, stalking social media and creating all these troll accounts. Well, stalking charges prove otherwise. Hey, Earth. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Hello, Unseen. Good to see you. 6up. I'm going to try and make this short for you. Hey, J. Marie. I threw a wrench to J. Marie because Matthew took her wrench. And I think that that's crap. Matthew, that was not nice. I still love you, but I gave you a wrench. Thank you. Thanks for helping. Hello, I love Ulta too. How are you? I hope that you're doing good. JBT, my favorite human. How you been? Happy belated Veterans Day. I hope that you had some peace this weekend and did some things that are kind to take care of yourself. You mean a lot to us. We are very appreciative for you. Thank you so much for your service and for your continued service. So you're pretty awesome. Hey, Dick Tim. How are you? Dick Tim, I have your link and Cash App also down below. Hey, Limbery. Good to see you. Hello, Horsewoman. For those of you that are excited to hear about the Discord, that link will take you to the welcome room. If your name in Discord is different than your name on YouTube, please let us know what your name is on YouTube so that we can make sure that you're someone from our grief community or someone from another grief community. We really want to work really hard to keep ugly people, predatory people, people who are looking for your tragedies and difficult parts of life in order to use them as their own story or to somehow grift off of them because, god dang, there's so many of them out here. Hey, Unseen. I hope that you're doing good. Let's see. Loud and clear. Thank you. Hello, BJ Marshall. How are you? Hello, Ocean Tide. Golden Beaver. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Hello, Joe Sprang. How are you? I hope everyone had a great weekend and Monday is getting off to a banging start. Hey, then, beautiful, beautiful girl. Fox Mulder. Good to see you. Hey, Pallets. I hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good, good, good. Hey, Traders. Good to see you. Let's see. Did everybody have a good weekend? No, Velvet Fox, you are not blocked. Nope. There's only a handful of people that are blocked here. Just a handful. It takes a lot. Hey, Sapphire, beautiful. How are you? I hope you had a great weekend and your Monday is going awesome. Hello, Lady 7 Up. Good to see you. Devious. Be safe traveling. I'm following your traveling story. Hey, KB. Thanks for popping in. Good to see you. Much love back at you. Valerie Ventura. We haven't started talking about peeners yet, but stick around. I'm sure it's going to come up. Got you? That's funny. I'm so funny. I'm in a funny. Valerie says, I love Altitude. Hey, now, how are you? I was just over at the Jerks. Did you guys catch the Jerks live stream just now? They crack me up. Soup's the funniest. And Pearl. I love when she gets wound up and goes in on someone. Lisa Lavac, how are you? Hello, Miss Daphne. Good to see you. All right. Well, I want to start off with something off topic, meaning off the topic of nasty Jenna. So I had the opportunity to have a little conversation with some friends about how to handle a little situation that's very foreign to me. I will be doing my damnedest to not say the word weirdo. However, I'm making no promises because I tend to use that word quite a bit. Hey, KK. Good to see you, hon. Hope you're doing good. Hello, Tits McGee. How are you? Yeah, 6 Up says, a little birdie helped me out, and it was not a pigeon. I guarantee you it was not a pigeon that helped you out. I guarantee you it was not a pigeon that helped you out. I guarantee it. Hey, Rosie. Good to see you. Hello, Chris. How's Chris doing? Hey, Miss Irish Jessie. I hope you're doing good too. Dixie Normus. Good to see you. I feel like I haven't streamed in forever. I've been feeling kind of blah. You know how it goes. Hey, Dick Tim. Good to see you too. Unitonica. I love you. You're amazing. I was following you around all weekend off and on. You ever do that? You ever just follow someone around? It's kind of funny to see where they go. Unitonica and Jenny Jen are unhinged, the places that they go to. It's quite funny. Yes, Haven. Any and all Taylor Swift merch donations can be made to JBT. So I'm going to grab that right now. Thank you for sending it to me, JBT, not making me ask 30 times. I probably sound a little off, Lee Marie, because it's been a while since I've streamed. And yeah, I'm a little, under the weather. Let's see. It is $JBTOOM. That's super simple. Okay, mods, I'm going to type this out if you guys wouldn't mind saving it. Hey, Betty Boop. Hey, Rocco. Okay, this is JBT's Cash App. Listen, JBT and Haven spent quite a bit of time helping me figure out this whole Discord thing. So it would mean the world if you are people who support good channels, good people doing good things. Please consider. This is not monetized channel, so I like for my friends to really be rewarded for the things that they do because, my God, look how much time they put into this stuff. Okay. If you guys could save that one also, JBT's Cash App, $JBTOOM. And you heard what his little lady said. His bougie little lady, Haven. Any and all Taylor Swift merch donations can be made to JBT. I agree. They're Swifties, and they're turning me into Swifties as well. Hey, Georgette. Good to see you. All right. So if I missed anybody, listen, I promise it's not on purpose. I want to get into this stuff so that we're not here all night. I know I said that before, but tonight I want to go to bed early. Hey, I am so glad that you are here, Angelo. You are going to want to go back and catch 6 Up's live stream from earlier. We're going to go over just a couple parts of it. She said I could do that today. Hey, Carrie, how are you? So I'm glad that you're here, and I hope that you brought your notepad. But if not, you can always call me and I can send you her way and grab receipts for you. This will be of interest to you. Hey, Ocean Tide. Hello, Miss Carol and Carrie. Always good to see you. I was hanging out the other night over at Mr. Jimbo's. I'm auditioning for a new parody, people, over at Jimbo's, the stand. He's going to let me on that parody. He's going to let me parody over there. I just know it. I just know he's going to see my talents for all that they are. As a matter of fact, tonight at 11:05, he's going to be live again. I'm going to take another parody video over there for my last audition, because this is about being the best parody person out there. Okay. So I'm going to go over and audition. So last night for auditions, I'm going to grab that link and drop it. If you like parodies and you want to get in on a parody, you might want to consider going over to Jimbo's channel, Jimbo and Kemper, and auditioning for that parody, because I just love doing parodies. Okay. That's how it's going to go. All right. So I don't want to make anybody mad with this. I really don't. I love all my new friends, all the people. I've met some amazing people on this side of YouTube. I prefer to stay over here on this side of YouTube. So I want to address some emails and some comments and chats about a specific person. And I want to tread lightly whenever I say this. I was able to have a conversation with some people that I value. They have a lot more history with people in this sector than I will ever have. And so I had the opportunity to say, what's the best way to handle this concerning someone that I don't know their history. I don't understand their history and how they've gotten here, and especially when there's mental health needs. I never want to be somebody who pushes somebody's mental health past a point of healthy. I never want to be that person. And when someone is coming at you sideways, making a lot of accusations and saying a lot of things, a lot of ugly things, the last thing it doesn't feel good to go back at them. Like, it doesn't feel that I don't like tit for tat because it doesn't feel good. It doesn't make me feel like I'm accomplishing something. And for the most part, I feel like I'm defending myself. I'm defending an accusation or an assumption that's been made about me, mostly my character or something, a straight up accusation that I know is a lie. It's easy to do that, right? When people are coming at you sideways, accusing you of crazy things that you know are not true, it's pretty easy to defend yourself. But what about when someone has a history of mental health issues? At that point, it's not a fair fight, right? And it becomes more about their mental health needs, and it becomes about that person not feeling like they're being attacked. And so we all know that there's somebody in the sector that took high offense to me calling them a weirdo. Me calling them a weirdo was based on that they were consistently looking for grieving parents, the way that they worded it. I get that might not be the intention behind it. I had no idea that calling someone a weirdo would resort to them, claiming having to go to mental health doctors and so on and so forth. So here's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to drop Pooh's channel in the link. I'm not going to play these videos because I'm not going to trigger this person again. I don't think I triggered them to begin with. When you go at listen, if you have mental health needs and you are somebody who is not mentally stable, meaning you're feeling on the borderline of a breakdown or something like that, maybe don't then go at somebody. Hey, Dixie Normus, put a sock in it, Vilomah. I'm not talking about that person. That is funny though. Maybe don't come on YouTube for a solid month and make accusations and then say things like, where are all the grieving moms? Because that is weird to me. And so when I clap back and then you run to, say that my clap back, calling you a weirdo, sent you to a mental health doctor, that you had to then go get new medications. I'm not doubting your story. I'm not doubting you. I'm saying if you can't, if you don't get to, how do I want to say this? You don't, as a person on the internet, where other people do not know you, they do not know your mental health needs, they do not know your stability, they do not know your medical history, they don't know anything like that about you, okay? So when you sit for a month and make some crazy accusations, you should expect at some point there's going to be a clap back. There's going to be some blatant give it back to you. And so when you then turn around and throw up the victim card and say that this person has sent you to mental health and that person has sent you to mental health and that you're on the verge of a breakdown and that you know, have attempted suicide in the past and all of these things, I think you should unplug. You don't have the right to continuously go at somebody that you've never talked to. You don't get to do that. And so not knowing your mental health and your history puts everyone around you and people that don't know you in a very awkward situation. So what I'm saying to you is, if you don't want it brought back to you, don't try to dish it out, because not everybody is responsible for your mental health needs. You are responsible for your own mental health needs. So I'm going to let that go, but I'm going to drop Pooh's channel link because there are 3 of the newest videos that have been put out that show quite the history of this person and why you should avoid her. If you don't want to be accused of, you know, doing some type of mental health harm to her, disengage and go nowhere near her, because it will happen. You can't say shit. I called her a weirdo and she claimed all these crazy things. So thank you, 6up. I was going to ask you to drop that to you. 6up is dropping the mental crisis hotline, the text number for the crisis counselors. So I'm going to leave that alone. Okay. And I'm going to say to this person, I have no intention of coming at you. I never did come at you. I gave you a clap back. But you have to have some accountability and some responsibility in your behavior on the internet. You cannot go at somebody and make crazy accusations, back them into a corner and think that they're not going to come out swinging. It doesn't work like that. I don't want to see you get hurt. I don't want to see you have a breakdown. I don't want to see you be attacked. And so you have to do your part to stop doing that to other people. Okay, take care of yourself. Stay on your medication. Do your doctor's appointments. And I hope the best for you. And that's all I got. Let's move on. That's kid gloves with that stuff. Hey, Val. Vivacious Val is here. I'm glad that you're here. Some interesting stuff has went down. So let me pull up 6up's channel here quick. Let's talk about Jenna. Do you guys remember not too long ago, Jenna sat on another panel with a couple of other people and, I don't know, 1,000 people in the chat and called me and most of my friends pedophiles. Said that we were somehow, it looked like there were some ties to some trafficking and crimes against children and just the most ridiculous shit you've ever heard. Because it was the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. I'll never forgive these people for doing this, but interesting. For some of you that have said over and over and over that when, you know, the consistent accuser is usually the guilty party. Well, you could be more correct when it comes to just being a shitty person. Hey, Chris. Hey, 50 Shades. 50 Shades. Hello, Lady 7up. Hey, Quirky. All right, so now we're going to move over to 6up Media's channel. She's given me permission to review a little bit of this. I just want to get the imperative information because I want you to go back and watch this live stream. Okay, I want you to go back and watch this live stream. I'm going to grab the link. It's also in the description down below. Okay, here is 6up's live stream from earlier. Grab that, put it in your watch later, and make sure that you watch that. So everyone knows Jenna, right? Everyone on this side of YouTube knows who Jenna is. Jenna claims to be an advocate for domestic violence, for sexual assault, for rape, for all kinds of things that people go through in real life traumas, real life tragedies. My run-in with Jenna has not been very pleasant because I'm not someone that Jenna can control. So what I want to do tonight is show you what fell in 6up's lap. Thankfully, she brought this to light because now we have a better understanding of who Jenna is. After we see this, I would like to then go to a former live stream that happened 6 months ago on Matthew's channel, because then I have some clips of social media narcissism and how they act when they can't control you and when you're afraid of their anger. I know it sounds a little crazy. I'm going to get through it a little bit. I'm going to try to get through it pretty quick. It's pretty telling, Jenna, when you sit on panels you say things like, I don't have time to be making all these fake accounts. I don't have time to be making all these troll accounts. You sat on a platform and trans bashed because you were pissed off, because you didn't like trolling. You want to troll, but when someone trolls you back, you go to trans bashing, you go to homophobia, you go to bigotry, you go to misgendering people just because you're pissed off. Okay. On top of that, there's quite the history of accusations that Jenna has made. I don't talk about children, but I'm going to find the link from Trader's live stream that shows you why Jenna is a problem when it comes to making accusations against other people on behalf of their children. There's so much information tonight. Hey, Blink Screen. Hey, Aussie. Hey, Mitten Mama. So let's start off here. Let me get to the right timestamp here. Again, 6UP's Cash App is down below, as well as her Venmo and her PayPal. If you are someone who really truly believes that people that are doing really good things in the community deserve the support, please consider 6UP, because she really put in the work for this. All right, 750. Here we go. Hey, Top Hats. Thank you, Top Hats. I appreciate you. Aussie True Crime, good to see you. Hello, Eileen.
Of Summer in Georgia, which is the state that
I'm gonna go back a little bit.
She was in direct contact.
A little bit more. I think I wrote it down wrong.
Talk about a child.
Okay, here we go. Is everybody familiar? I mean, everybody in the whole world is familiar with the Summer Wells case. Thank God. Summer Wells is probably the most talked about missing child on YouTube, in my opinion, based on the channels where I go, and especially in the true crime community. So everybody, I hope everybody in this chat is familiar with Summer Wells. She was missing June 15th of 2021, 110 Ben Hill Road outside of Kingsport. Somebody help me. In Tennessee, outside of Kingsport, Tennessee. What's the name of the city? I can't remember right now. 1-800-TBI find. And if you go to the TBI website, that's where you'll get the updated information about her. So we're going to talk about, how did Jenna enter the YouTube world? Rogersville, thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you very much. Hey, Twist. Hey, Miss Bella Zoe. Jenna entered the true crime community on the back of Summer Wells. Jenna befriended Summer Wells' mother, recorded phone calls, screenshotted text messages, and brought those to YouTube. Right after that, she started her own channel, and she's been here ever since. But something interesting came up, and I take note of this because when we get to the rejecting a narcissist on social media because of their hate, fearing narcissism on social media, I hate the word narcissist. It's overused, but the content itself explains quite a bit. But let's hear how this. Does everybody remember when Don and Candace Wells went to the Dr. Phil show out in California? And everybody was kind of like, why the hell? Why is Candace crying? Why is her face look like this? Why did she get up and leave? Why was she in a specific emotional or mental state? All the body language experts all over the internet that, watch a few true crime documentaries and think that they know everything about how to solve cases. All right. I have some explanation for why Candace behaved the way that she did, and it might make sense to you today.
In a way that should not ever be talked about.
Get it? I love when 6UP gets amped
on this platform. But we have a pattern with Jenna, and I've seen it. It's ongoing. Jenna's been in this community. She started out over on Ziggy's panel. She was in direct contact with the family of Summer Wells. She's actually the person that called Candace Wells when she was live on the Dr. Phil show being recorded and told her that there was a sighting of Summer in Georgia, which is the state that this ogre lives in.
Did you catch that? Some of the people that are here in my community are not familiar with this. What 6UP just confirmed, and I heard this recently, just a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and my heart hit the floor. 6UP just explained, when the parents of a missing child who Jenna had befriended. Okay, Jenna through social media befriended Candace Wells with the intention. Tell me this. How in the hell can you bring recorded phone calls and text messages to YouTube, to content creators for them to use on their panel if you didn't have the intention of recording those phone calls or saving those text messages? You couldn't. You have them because you knew exactly what you were going to do with them, which makes you a piece of shit right off the bat. I'm not ever going to see that in any other way. I have friends, I have family, and I have my YouTube friends and family. I do not record phone calls. I do not record text messages. When my phone updates and says, you need more storage, I delete shit. You are a shit person to befriend the parents of a missing child days or weeks after that child has been declared missing. There's an ongoing investigation, and here you are buddying up to the friends. And if you think, or to the parents, and if you think that you had something of importance, if you think that you had phone calls, secret codes, statements that were implicating someone of guilty of a crime or something, you were responsible for taking those to law enforcement, not bringing them to YouTube. What would be the intention of someone bringing them to YouTube? Just let that sink in for a minute.
Since this has happened, there's been a whole slew of things that have happened with this bitch. Okay. But let's start here. Because when we talk about predators among...
Okay, I'm going to not put any comments on the screen right now because I want you to be able to see these messages. Okay, why are we reviewing 6 Upstream from earlier today? Hey, Sweet Sativa. Hey, Don K. We're doing that because, unfortunately, a lot of us weren't listening to 6 Up. A lot of us were not listening to 6 Up when she spoke. And 6 Up has been around this part of YouTube a hell of a lot longer than I have. Much longer than I have. I owe 6 Up a huge apology. Other people owe 6 Up a huge apology. She's been talking about this very thing, these people, for quite some time. And she's been right the whole time. She's been right all along about how nasty and vile and disgusting these people are. Absolutely, Val. I got to highlight that, and I'm going to take it back off so that you can see these messages for yourself. If she was doing the right thing, YouTube would never know these recordings existed. And imagine that for just a minute. Imagine someone befriending the parents, specifically the mom of a 5-year-old missing little girl that the whole internet is up in arms about. There was so much attention brought to Summer Wells immediately after she was declared missing. Everyone on YouTube, it seemed like, was talking about Summer Wells. So how convenient that Jenna picks Candace to become friends with. I hate people like that. I don't like people that think that they're going to somehow solve a crime or solve a case faster or better or more efficient than law enforcement that's charged with investigating that crime. But yet that's what she did. Hey, you two dumpster firefighter. Good to see you, sweetie. But that's exactly what happened. 6 Up has been telling us about these people that are they have very predatory behaviors on the internet. There is a lengthy history. If you care about other people not being targeted, if you're going through really terrible things in life and you don't want to be targeted, if your friends on the internet are going through real life things and you don't want them to be targeted by these people. That's why this is important. Not because it's drama, but because it's important. The same way it's important to when you find out someone has a criminal history that involves crimes against children and you want to call that out to the community, you want people to be aware that there's a pedophile in the community, you want to call it out, you want to bring attention to it so that people are protected. Doing the way you go about it says something about yourself. You don't put that same pedophile with rape of children on your panel and let them and give them a voice. You don't do that, but you show the truth and you make people aware so that other people don't get hurt. And that's what we're doing tonight. 6 Up started it, and I'm supporting that because it's the right thing to do. So these are text messages from Jenna, and we're going to listen to 6 Up go over them.
amongst us, and people wonder why we include certain names like Levitt, Jenna, right? How are they predators? Well, here's Jenna in a message. I'm pretty positive it's to Ziggy, but it says, Levitt is bothering me, calling me, and texting me after I made a police report on him about my daughter. I wondered,
Oh, sorry.
did Jenna ever show that police report?
So here we have somebody making police reports or claiming that they're making police reports. They're bothered by Levitt. Here's something that's funny. That's right, top hats. Pick the battle, not the side. Here's part of the pattern that 6up has been talking about for well over a year now. Well over a year. So Jenna is texting, presumably Ziggy, don't know for sure who, saying Levitt, who is her buddy, that's who helps her do all of the behind the scenes trolls. That's who helps her set up all of the troll accounts and deceased family members' names. These are the people responsible for this shit. Levitt is bothering me, calling me and texting me. And then somehow, some way, Levitt victimized her daughter, according to Jenna, after I made a police report on him about my daughter. So in this screenshot here, she made the police report on Levitt bothering her daughter or victimizing her daughter. And now she says he's still bothering and calling and texting. And you're right, 6up. So I've asked around, and I went back after your stream and looked through several channels, live streams back during the last year. I don't see any titles, community posts about, actually showing any police reports, which is the point here. Using children as victims, because what happens when someone says that their children have been victimized? The whole internet goes, what? Who? When? That son of a bitch. Funny, though, that today they're buddy-buddy. Quite strange.
I don't think she did. But here's the thing, Jenna. Now that I know what I know and what I'm about to show everybody today, I'm going to make sure I get it all. Every call that you've ever made to law enforcement. And let me just preface this entire live stream by I am the content creator that is now going to be known for protection orders. Spoiler alert.
No way.
Yeah, here's another message.
Okay. Let me pause
I'm assuming
this. Oh, go ahead.
If you come and chat in a minute, now I'm just reading. This is the group of women that were around Jenna. Okay, so when it says mods, I don't know if it's Jenna's mods, but it's this group of ladies that are still around her to this day. If you come and chat and you don't blame the girls, don't like the way he was doing that, am I alone? He's getting written. Now they're talking about Levitt, I assume, right? Yes, and laying it on the girl's feet. Nope, same. Something's up. Wait for it. I have the rest here.
Trigger warning. There's conversation, text messages, and we're going to be discussing not acts of sexual violence, but if you are a victim of sexual violence, number one, hugs to you, prayers are with you, and I hope that you have a good support system and that you're getting mental health therapy. That's extremely important. Understand that you have a whole lot of people that understand exactly that you are the victim, that you are responsible for any of the crimes against you. You have support. You respected. Please understand that. But I also want you to understand this can be very triggering. Thank you, 6up. This can be very triggering. So the mods are going to drop hotlines in case you do need them. Please don't ever sacrifice your mental health or be triggered by any conversation on YouTube. Be kind to yourself. You matter. Your mental health has to come first. It's important that people understand that there is a history here. There's a history here.
Yes, laying in it. Not there. It is. Women are raped and don't say anything. Clothes don't make a man touch them. What's happened? Jamie, which is Jenna's husband, has made the girl feel uncomfortable. The way he touched them, hugged them, smacked, etc.
Again, put yourself in the position of a mother who thinks this about their children. Would you not go to law enforcement? What in the world would you bring this to the YouTubes for? Number one, if you think something has gone on with your children, bringing it to YouTube is not gonna give you justice. It's not gonna put the bad guy anywhere. If you're bringing it to YouTube, you're doing it with a very fucked up intention or motive. Should never be brought to YouTube. But it was put in a group chat with quote unquote mods.
Okay.
Have a good evening, Miss Bellazoa. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Roundhouse.
We all know that Jenna's friends have exposed her for all of these things.
Exactly. So, 6 Up isn't going to get into this a whole lot, thankfully. The whole point for even showing these messages is the history. There's history here. There's a pattern here.
Now they say they didn't happen. They did. Here is an email from Jenna to Ziggy. November 30th, 2021.
You know, all these people that are teamed up now running around calling me, I'm not going to name people specifically, but you've all seen and heard about the live streams and the videos that have been for the past, couple of months, indicating that because we know each other on the internet or seen in each other's chats, that there's some type of pedophilia going on or some type of trafficking going on or something. Strange to see that these people are friends. And now we're looking at messages that happened last year or the year before. It kind of makes you question, why are they friends today?
I'm assuming it's 2021, right? It makes sense. Okay, I'm going to tell you how I feel. I feel like I had your back since day one, but you never had my back. When you're on panel, you're constantly saying Benny is only messing with you and Tiffany. What about me? 5 question marks. What about the one friend that you had and took the mess for trying to take up for you? I believe in loyalty and honesty. I have so many people coming at me now because of this. I tried to tell you earlier when I called, but I put it off because I wanted to try to help Carol and Inc. They are wonderful women who truly care and worry about you, not them other fake friends you have. I've never spoke bad about you and never will. You can ask Levi what I said. I talked to him, and this morning I needed to talk to you. Ziggy, I know you're going through, you know what going through. I don't know what them going through, whatever. But let me ask you this. Do you know the Simte in a hotel? I don't know what that means either. Because of Benny threatening me, I changed my address to a P.O. box. So he looked me up and he could find me. I have PTSD so bad. Last night was it. You messaged his wife. You let him come on your live. What I'm not getting is, Ziggy, you're so scared of his threats. Why do you give him oxygen to breathe? You should care about you and your baby girl's health. I know your channel is a Krama channel. She meant Krama, but she misspelled it just like she misspells her own channel name. But it should be in line. That shouldn't be crossed. I haven't put myself in a bad situation with all this. It has messed up my mental. You have called me all the time when we first met, but after I told you I wouldn't tell the story over, it's like I have been the one messaging and calling you. I feel you do not care about your own safety, and I'm tired of being the punching bag for it.
So that story that I told you earlier about when Jenna hit the YouTube streets and she brought the screenshots of text messages and the phone calls that were recorded with Candace Wells, Ziggy is who she took them to. So you can see here, this is an email or conversation that was had with Ziggy. That's who she was giving all the information to.
So we have a pattern. What I'm trying to show here is a pattern of Jenna accusing other people of crimes, bad ones. We got Benny, right? We got Levitt. We have her husband, right?
I'm still.
And I showed you in a previous live stream. I'll have to go back and grab that live stream and put it out here. I showed you where last year, October, November, December, January of this year, Levitt was in my chat. Levitt was coming in all of the chats and almost every live stream that I had for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then a little more sporadic after that. It's kind of weird how these people flock together. It's very weird how they flock together. It's very weird how they pick the people that they're gonna go at for ridiculous reasons when their own lives are an absolute mess. They're out here judging everyone else. Jenna thinks that she's gonna solve a crime when her own life has been an absolute disgusting trail of victims and victimizing other people forever. And like you heard 6up say earlier, she's getting all of the truth. She's gonna get all of it. Pinned to the top of the chat is her Cash App. If you are someone who contributes to people that are doing good things, consider contributing and supporting 6up's channel. It's gonna cost money to get all of those records. So, hey, Sweet Sativa. Hey, Rocco. Hey, September.
Still waiting for the cops.
We
to
have
show
my
up.
son, right?
Still waiting.
We have me. We have this document that Jenna said that she filed with the magistrate, right?
Okay, so what 6up is showing here, Jenna said that she filed in the magistrate, without the E, Court of Hart County, state of Georgia. This was, I believe that this was filed when Jenna was striking 6up's channel on the regular, and she said that she filed court documents. These were fabricated court documents. We know this because someone made a phone call directly to the Court of Hart County and asked for a case number. You'll notice at the top of this, there is no case number. There's no deputy clerk signature. There's some spelling errors that are here. Here's another example of using the court system, fabricating court documents in order to scare somebody from telling the truth or having an opinion. Hey, Tara.
Right? Okay.
And Jenna, stop saying that it's that this is a fake or that people are lying that this is a fake document, because this has been a month. So if there were actual documents or some type of case that was brought against 6up, I'm pretty sure she'd be served by now, considering she's been doxxed all over the platform. Pretty sure she would have been notified one way or another that, I'm pretty sure that would happen.
Do you guys want to see what's really filed with the magistrate in Georgia?
I would love to.
Are y'all ready for this? All right, let me make sure that I start on the right page here.
Notice the stamp. Jenna.
Nicolina, we're talking about Jenna and her fake court documents, accusing all of the people on this side of YouTube of being pedophiles, criminals, and part of trafficking rings, when these are her documents.
Yeah. There's a stamp on these ones, Jenna. In the Hart County Magistrate. Well, first let me start here. Let me start with this clip. Preface with this clip.
Since you watching in them bushes, aren't you, JBT? Okay. I can put either name I want to on a legal document, okay? However, Whitlock is not my legal last name. Get it right. See, when y'all go up in these troll accounts, trying to go up under Jenna Whitlock, that is my born name, my maiden name. That's what I've always went by. However, that's not my legal name. That's just what I go by. That's been always what I went by. Not well before I got married to my ex-husband, which was a Hyman. and then my husband now.
Is this to me? Where did that comment go? What the hell? Where did that comment go? Where did that go? Who's Casey? Coming in here telling me, who is this? I'm a piece of shit that, what? What the hell is going on? Who's Casey? Lips. Why, Lips, why are you coming in here calling names like that? Right, Tara? Wrong chat, Lips. Somebody just block Lips. You don't come in here calling me names like that. I've never even had a conversation with you. Ever. And listen, if there's people in here that have issues with other people, please take it somewhere else. Please take it somewhere else. I am too. I don't. Thanks. I appreciate it.
So I'm not lying to no one. Jenna Whitlock is not my legal name. That is what I go by.
Traders, you don't have to go anywhere.
That's not my legal
I
name.
just don't understand why this is odd.
However, I can sign
coming in here.
documents with that name because that is actually my maiden name. That's what I was born with.
Nicolina, can you please go ask that in a different chat? I don't know anything about the history with that, so I'd appreciate it if it's not brought here. Whatever conversation or whatever is going on that it didn't happen here, I just started a live stream. We're talking about Jenna.
See, when you're married, you
making
have
all the
option
accusations
to
about
choose
people.
which name you want. And you have an option to choose how you want to sign things. JBT. Or should I say Taylor?
Why do you keep throwing JBT's name out there like that? JBT has done nothing to you. You know what I mean? Has done nothing to you. I haven't said anything, Nicolina. I appreciate this a lot. Very much so.
Say Taylor.
Real documents with a real case number and a real stamp from the real magistrate. We got for you, Jenna. We got.
I actually didn't. When's the last time I went into someone's live stream and just started berating them for things that they have no control over? Never. I've never done that.
Got them for you today.
Yeah, I got it right, Jenna. Somebody got it right. You said that Whitlock and Heim, those aren't the names you use. So that would leave another name, right? Well, I don't know. let me see here. I got to make sure that I drop this in chat too, so that anybody can access this information before I drop it. Here is the link. I'll make sure it's in the description after, and you'll figure out what the name is without me having to say it. First name still the same. Okay. All right. So let's start.
What a beautiful woman.
I know, I love Jennifer Garner.
So the date on this filing is August 11th of 2023. So for people, for Jenna to run around making the accusations against everybody that has a problem with her, that she doesn't like, that they're pedophiles, that they have pedo activity, they're involved in crimes against children, that you're not involved with creating all of these troll accounts and people's deceased family members' names, that you're not popping up in back chats, making threats towards people's children, towards, you know, anybody in anyone's family. The excuse for that was that you didn't have time, that you don't have time to do all of that stuff, that you have nothing to do with it.
So the Superior Court of Hart County, Georgia, has a file protection order filed August 11th of this year by a victim.
Hey, Magpie.
I have their name redacted. Jenna is the respondent. Okay. They live in the same county. Yeah. So right here it says filed, I think it's 8:10 p.m. on that date. The 10th is when the victim took it to the court. They say in what they wrote here, Jenna sent the police to my home and falsely accused me of threats towards her, even though I blocked her on 8/8/2023 due to the text she was
Hey, Ellie.
sending.
Hey, Jeep Girl.
After
The
I
same
asked
shit.
her to stop, police told me to, I can't see what this says. Did not have any contact. So this person asked for Jenna to quit harassing and stalking them, and she did not.
So a whole lot of fake legal documents against people on the internet because they disagree with you or they call out your bad behavior. And in your real life, you have stalking charges, Jenna. Like in your real life, you have stalking charges.
So here's the rest of the paperwork that goes with the protection order. This just has the victim's name with the defendant's name. Jenna is the defendant. It is her. There's the case number. Hart County, Georgia, public record.
Hey, Lindsay.
Here's where you remember Frankie Gray, kid? Remember him? The clerk?
I do.
Yeah. Well, he actually signed this. Crazy, huh?
Imagine that.
And Jenna also initialed it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And then it has her name. I know. But there's the stamp. There's that stamp.
I know that guy. I talked to him.
So I think that's pretty weird as far as a lot of accusations against a lot of really good people, especially the crimes against children, to sit on a platform and say that all of these people have issues with crimes against children or surrounding themselves with actual pedophiles, people that hurt children. It's a pretty bold statement when you've got stuff like this going on in your real life. These false cries for, saying rape all the time, surrounding yourself with victims that have actually suffered through a sexual assault trauma like that. It's just not matching up. It just doesn't make any sense. Hey, shit show. So I want to show you something that I was looking at earlier today. And this goes to the channel Matthew is Silly AF. When it comes to it'll make sense after I show you this part. Hey, shit show, how are you? I just started this live stream not that long ago, so all right, let's screen share this. So I thought this was interesting. I just want to bring a couple things to your attention, and then we'll move on to the last part. Okay.
Was driving or flying the planes into.
So this is Matthew Vasily AF, and this live stream took place April 30th of this past year. And so to give full context to what happened on this day. Okay, shit show. So what took place during this live stream is Matthew had befriended Jenna and Purple and people in that community. They had been hanging out on panels, that kind of thing. Well, a whole nother side of YouTube, or I guess you would say people that that Jenna and Purple didn't like, popped up in Matthew's chat. And so from what I understand, they were invited. Matthew was kind of branching out and going into different live streams and chatting with different people and kind of making his presence known. He was somewhat brand new to live streaming. And so Jenna had found herself very comfortable on someone's panel. So to give context, if there's people that don't like one another and then going to a new channel or someone who's new to your sector of YouTube, and someone that you don't like is on the panel or pops in the chat, it's not cool to just go at them, to just, start crazy bantering because you don't like someone. It's rude to do, like over at Matthew's. So Jenna's on panel, other people that Jenna doesn't like come in the chat. Watch how this goes.
The buildings. No, we blame it on.
Grab the one thing that
The freaking
everyone
ads.
wanted, and as it happens, they come.
What's up, Mike? Oh wait.
What's up, Mike?
Can everybody drop their links? That'd be cool if we got everybody to sub up to each other.
It's okay, Christian. I'm used to it.
That'd be cool.
So Jenna doesn't like that other people are in the chat, that the people she doesn't like are coming in Matthew's chat. It's kind of like there's a stream before this where Heidi's on the panel and there's a couple of other people that are on the panel, and all of Purple's moderators and Jenna's moderators are modded. Jenna's kind of acting like this panel belongs to her.
Oh. Oh, I'm finna. Oh.
Let's leave it alone. Just do your show. Play your music.
What are you trying to tell me to do my show? I just like. What's up, Mike?
All the other mods can drop links.
Oh, I'm about to. Do I have you modded?
So Jenna's telling who can drop links. This context to this portion, to this little clip, will be given after this. I just kind of progress it in this way.
All the other mods can drop links.
Oh, I'm about to. Do I have you modded?
Right, Internet
right?
FBI.
Mod your ass.
Yeah, I'm modded.
So I like Chris. So Chris. Who's Jersey Cat? I like that name though.
I don't know none of these people in this chat.
I think you're lying.
I tell people I mess with. That's the only thing I do.
Hey, Kim
I
Holmes.
don't really
Hey, Chris.
too much. No, I don't know any of these people. I think they all trolls, to be honest with
Ooh,
you.
you get modded up. I'm modding up people just for making good comments. Stars, you get modded just because.
Right. I don't know what the full context or the back history or the story or any of that stuff is. I would appreciate everybody just dropping it because I'm not familiar with it. I'm not familiar with the shit show other than the little bit of time that he spent on my panel. He let me review one of his live streams that had constant Sue asking for 2 minutes and begging to play clips and carrying on because it was, you know, what we were talking about at the time. I understand that there's people that don't like each other. This is YouTube. This is the internet. There's always going to be people that don't like each other. And I can like who I want to like, and my friends don't hold me to who I can like and who I can't like, or who I can socialize with and who I can't socialize with. If there's people that you don't like, I would appreciate it if you just block them. I understand that there's history and I don't know it. I don't want to know it. I'm not going to find it. I'm not going to dig it. Can we please focus on what we're talking about? And then we can deal with all of the other stuff later. We can work all of that stuff out later because we're all adults. We can have conversation and agree to disagree or be on the same page one way or the other. But I would appreciate it if that situation that I know nothing about, I have no context with, I have no history of, and I had nothing to do with whatever it was that took place. Can we please take that out of the chat and stop? I would appreciate it greatly. What I'm showing you here is how Jenna acted when she couldn't control the chat, how Purple Phoenix's channel acted towards this new channel because people were in the chat that they didn't like. And when I move on to the next part, it will make sense. You know I do it the way I do it. I lay it out the way I think it's going to make the most sense. Yeah, I thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Raz.
Who the fuck is this weirdo? And then you're
Mod
like,
your whole chat. Just mod your whole chat.
So when Matthew was adding wrenches, when Matthew was wrenching people from another community, people that Jenna didn't like, he kind of got treated like shit. It's a control thing. It'll make sense in the next portion. And I can't make an opinion or even have commentary on situations that took place in a whole other sector of YouTube that I've never been in. So please don't ask me for that because I can't do it. We're just going to move on to what we're talking about. Hey, Kennedy.
is that what I should do?
Hey, Deal
Yes,
You
mod your whole chat.
Yeah, because I've never done that before.
Yeah, just do it. Just mod your whole chat.
Uh-oh. Hey, hold me down real quick. I think I need to get this.
Hey, Not So Dumb Blonde. Oh, hold on. I clicked the wrong button. Bear with me just a second. Oh, let me go back where I was. Matthew titled this stream, Who Farted? How funny is that? Okay, I got back to it. Sorry, I clicked a button to go to Spotify and I had no idea what name was going to pop up. So I had to click out of that. What happens when you charge up your mouse? You got her brand new. Hello, Don K. Hey, Virgo away. Thanks for popping in, everybody. All right, let's continue. There's only a couple more minutes of this.
Probably. Boot
Fuck,
my ass.
it's golden. I don't like
Yeah,
booty
Charlie
people.
said, hey,
Yeah,
Jenna,
can
bye, Matisha. Right, bye,
Oh, you
Matisha.
son of a bitch. You would say that. I don't want to.
So I think Matthew handles this pretty well. So Jenna has given him the nickname Mathisha, insinuating that he's weak or that he's girly or something that's not necessary. It's like school kids. So when you hear her talking Mathisha, she's talking about Matthew. And I think that he handles this very well, trying to keep the peace because it's his chat. And there's people that don't really like each other that are in the chat. And I think that he handles this pretty well. Watch how Jenna acts.
I don't want to boot you. I don't think I've ever booted anybody.
You have took me off and on your panel. So you have kicked my ass.
That doesn't count as booting, okay? That's
kinda-
not booting. That's just
what I
putting you
thought too,
backstage.
Devious.
Yeah, you've done it so many times. And how
What?
many times
You
have you done
leaving?
it?
Oh. Oh yeah, that's right, Kristen. You're supposed to hit the.
So whoever Chris and R is, be nice in chat, respect the chat and panel, mostly the person whose channel it is. We are all here for Matt, right? If you're there to support the channel, you can leave all the other stuff at the door.
Sorry. Where's Bling at? Bling up in here?
Yeah, for sure. No, she's not. All right, get out of here because people are scared to hit because you're scary ass. Be threatening to beat people up and shit.
I am nothing to be scared of. I threaten nobody in this chat, so
I'm pretty sure you have. But
I'm pretty sure I haven't.
Hey, so whoever doesn't like Jenna, hit the panel.
Yahoo, vote.
Oh, I just hit the panel. I don't like you.
Everybody who wants me off panel, hit 1 in chat.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that.
So he's like, bantering, light joking, whatever you want to call it. He doesn't kick her. She leaves. She says to his chat, if you want me off panel, hit 1.
Don't do that.
Don K.
I'm about to boot your ass, motherfucker.
Now, mind you, there's a history here because there's a couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe longer, where Jenna's on the panel in the evening time. Like when Matthew goes live, Jenna would pop up on the panel. And so
I just did. Okay. I'll stop.
You guys are funny. Mrs. T.
Do you promise? I thought you were gonna hit the panel for me tonight.
Yeah, I think tonight might not be a good idea for any of us.
What?
Myself, I don't know why.
So Matthew, this whole live stream, had been talking about people coming up on the panel. He wanted to kind of open panel and just chill.
Do you promise? I thought you were gonna hit the panel for me tonight.
Yeah, I think tonight might not be a good idea for any of us.
What?
Myself, I don't know why I even came up here.
Really? Me too. I'm wondering the same thing.
Where's DJ at? DJ needs to come up here, and also Smiley does.
Yes. Thank you. What the in need, my man. In need. Let's yeah, it's because you're up here. Jenna, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, lady-o.
Jenna.
So let's get forward to where Jenna gets mad and leaves. Oh, it's coming right up.
I forgot to do it. Whoops. I don't know why I canceled my stream. I didn't even have to. I try to be. Yo, Jenna, why are you muted?
Because I'm just muting myself.
Okay. All right. Well, you gotta go because I want people who don't want to come up here because you up here. Why you boner killing right now? It's not boner killing. So
Jenna leaves. Jenna leaves the panel.
Oh,
extremely
you
defensive.
left. Oh shit! I was okay.
Like extremely defensive. Jenna leaves. It's in my opinion, it's a control thing. Matthew's adding other moderators from another community, which I do. There's various different communities that gather here, in the live chat, in the side chat, and I like to have a couple mods from each community. That way, look, I don't know everybody that comes from all the communities, but I know people follow around and try to dox in chats and attack in chats and things like that. So I like to have people from all communities. I like to have a couple of people from each community modded in the chat to protect their community because I don't know legal names. I don't want to know legal names. Yeah, like, I'd like to have, isn't Raz from your community? Because Raz is one of my managing moderators who I appreciate and value immensely. You're an angel. So Jenna leaves, and now her friends are going to pop up. Yeah, see, you're protected because I knew Raz was from your community. So now let's watch what happens. Yeah, I love Raz to death. Raz is one of the most sincere, straight up people I've met on the platform. And I love having conversation with him. We email back and forth. I know I can go to Raz and say, have I changed? Things like that. Raz is straight up with me. I mean, my managing moderators here, hey, sweet tea, have been amazing like that. accountability and self-awareness is really important, and Raz is great for that. I value having Raz here very much so.
Who doesn't usually hit panels? Hit panels.
Hey, stars.
Are you drunk again? Oh.
Okay, so Jenna leaves. Now watch what happens. So people from the community, from her and Purple's community.
Discover West Virginia's hidden treasure, Camp Dawson Event Center, where your success story
Matt and his
unfolds.
ads.
Not always, but sometimes I can get.
So now we're going to see them pop up and give their opinion about other people in their chat. People that they don't like. That's in Matt's chat. That's in Matthew's chat. Not Jenna's chat, Matthew's chat.
Get two people that at least talk that don't like each other. You know, so.
Oh, Stacy.
I appreciate it. I'm in
he does,
Milwaukee.
Brantley.
From Milwaukee. Born and raised in Wisconsin.
Okay. I just came up to write a few things in back chat.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Okay, go ahead. Oh, should I have not brought you up? I'm sorry.
No.
You should have wrote your name. Don't bring me up. I've done that.
Well, as long as you're not going to play games of dropping me. I came in to be civil. Everybody could get along.
A missile hit the Pentagon, Daphne.
So she comes up to say that she comes up to be civil, but she wanted to drop some messages in the back chat. Let's hear how it goes.
Can be civil.
There's a method to the madness. Just roll with me for a minute.
What? Milwaukee in this bitch.
And people aren't being civil in here. And you're seeing certain comments, if you want to look up for yourself, is you got better friends in here and all this other stuff if we leave. I mean, come on. You're trying to grow your channel.
Appreciate that.
Oh, speech from Karen time. Tell me when it's over. I mean, come on, guys. Really? This is a new guy. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Yo. So Karen comes up to say that the chat was mean because there's new people from a different community that they don't like. People that they don't like. And they're so here comes Heidi, Miss Leidy.
Matt, these people in your fucking chat, they need to watch what they're saying.
Whoa, who? What?
And stop picking on people.
They are. They're starting trouble for no
reason.
I missed it. I didn't see it.
The condescending bullshit comments.
We were all being nice.
As soon as you said you were from Wisconsin, someone started saying about.
So Leidy, the person down here at the bottom talking, is the same person that makes everything about her. Imagine being new to streaming. So I understand that Matthew had a history with uploading videos and he was in a gaming community, but now he's live streaming and he's, kind of branching out and going into various different communities, meeting new people. So imagine the first time that you want to have an open panel. You've invited people from another community into your chat. And now here comes Heidi, Leidy, the cop caller, coming up on panel to tell Matthew it's either them or me. Watch how she does it. And this will make sense when we get to the next portion.
About the bed bugs in Wisconsin.
What?
Which is a derogatory comment they make about me.
What?
And my disabilities.
Oh, I didn't. Okay. I was lost there. I didn't.
So, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff being said in here. It's not right. We were all being.
The Pooh channel that's in your chat, they've got my home doxed on their community page.
Roxy, not funny, Roxy.
You play with them. You came. You had fun with us. You can have them. I'm out.
All right, Pooh, you gotta go. Got to go, Paul.
So do you see how this manipulation, power trip, and all of this stuff goes? Matthew is silly AF. Channel is linked down below. This is the video, so you can go back and watch all of it yourself. I need to load the second one, so bear with me for just a moment. I wanted to show you how that went because I thought, man, that's super indicative of, who they are. So I got to step away for 1 minute to blow my nose. Stay right here. I'm loading the second video while this plays. I think Matthew's doing a great job building his channel and that he deserves more respect than that. I will be right back.
Yo, before I forget, let me say this real quick. That lady Vilomah, the Vilomah lady, she pretty dope. Shout out to her. Yeah, to her.
Okay, thanks for being patient. I had to use the bathroom. Had to blow my nose. Okay. Take all that you've just heard, and I'm going to put it into context for you. I hate the word narcissist because it's so overused on this platform. Everybody's a narcissist, right? However, okay, this channel is also linked in the description area down below. I'm going to drop this specific video in the chat here. Hey, Lip Black, how are you? I did too. I did an interview with Matthew last week or maybe the week before that. And I did too. And Lip Black has one also. If somebody wouldn't mind grabbing that from his channel, I'll grab it while we start this. Hey, Mad Miss Hatter. So there's some common behaviors that I see. If you take, because I know that we have a lot of different communities that come into the chat. If you think about the people that you dislike the most, people that have doxed you, that have went real life on you, that have dug around in your real life and put it all over Front Street, manipulated truths in order to create a specific narrative that paints you in a very bad, in a bad light, or to make you look a certain way. Let's talk about that. Why do they do that?
Notification bell so that you don't miss any of the new video narcissists. This is due to the yet fundamental otherwise. Narcissists always operate in a way that is best for themselves, even when they pretend otherwise. Therefore, it is of the utmost need to grasp this basic yet fundamental concept when it comes to dealing with narcissists. This is due to the fact that in certain respects, normies are also engaging in projection. They give narcissists the feeling of empathy and sympathy, which is exactly what they want. These people just can't think of somebody who isn't capable of expressing empathy exist. As a result of this,
is that not so true? Those of us that have the ability to put ourselves in other people's shoes, we can express empathy and sympathy. It's hard to imagine that there are people out there on this platform or in real life. I think real life includes people on the platform. It's very difficult to believe that other people, especially adults, don't have the ability to empathize or to be sympathetic to somebody else's situation. But it's very true. Only hope the individuals
the narcissist finds it quite simple to pick on these people. If you're a victim of a narcissist, you probably don't have time to think about how or why someone could be such a disgusting, greedy, and manipulative without the slightest bit of care towards others. It doesn't really make a difference if narcissists are aware of how negatively they impact the lives of other people.
Like, how many times do you hear people say, how can you do that to other people? How can you just be so careless with another person's real life? The carelessness of it. We're going to get into it, Tara.
People.
No one else
One
is
of
on
their
panel, just
primary
myself.
objectives is to delay their victims' discovery of their deception for as long as possible. And when
I think that that's important. One of the primary objectives is to delay their victims' discovery of their deception for as long as possible. Until they get called out, they can continue doing what they're doing, whether it's scamming, whether it's lying, whether it's manipulating through traumas, whether it's stealing traumas to use for your own, your own selfish reasons, whatever it is. Keep this in mind, delaying the discovery of their deception for as long as possible.
Is to delay their victims' discovery of their deception for as long as possible. And when the time comes that you finally discover the narcissist's true characteristics and refuse to be controlled, things won't be so good for you. But you need to remain strong and determined.
So what happens? Let me make sure I don't have this sped up. Nope. So what happens whenever they realize that they can't control and manipulate you? When the time comes that you finally discover the narcissist's true characteristics and that you refuse to be controlled, things don't go so well.
Refuse to be controlled, things won't be so good for
Hey,
you.
to hell and back.
But you need to remain strong and determined, because this is what they will do to get you under their control again. First, expect all kinds of dishonesty, blatant lies, and fact omission.
That's pretty much a given, right? It is a cactus, I think, sweet tea. It is. Submissions, yeah, lies, false statements, prepared and presented as if they were truthful.
Lies are false statements that are prepared and presented as if they were truthful and accurate. When it comes to getting what they want, as we all know, narcissists are more than happy to say anything it takes. They dishonestly tell you the truth right in front of your face, as well as concealing the truth in order to tell a lie. Primarily, the narcissist seeks to keep you hidden behind a veil of secrecy and deception so that he or she can abuse your lack of knowledge of critical information that might influence your decision-making in his or her favor. In order to keep
hiding the truth, hiding the details to keep you in the dark if you are targeted by them. If they're getting something out of you, and what I'm talking about right now is in reference to social media. People on this platform that have consistently been called out for bad behaviors, for hurting people, for going real life on people when they can't control them, for lying. This spoke so loud to me. Right, sweetie?
To keep everyone dancing to the same tune, they manipulate you and your sense of yourself by saying whatever it takes to keep everyone in their place.
Let's hear that one more time. In order to keep everyone dancing to the same tune, they manipulate you and your sense of yourself by saying whatever it
Your
takes
sense of yourself by saying whatever it takes to keep everyone in their place.
to keep you in your place.
Secondly, they insist on dominance and control. In order for narcissists to take advantage of their chosen target, they must first gain complete control over them. They'll frequently try to exert their authority over every element of your existence.
Hey, Morris.
In certain cases, this conduct manifests itself in several ways, including but not limited to managing the money, making dinner plans, deciding how your children are raised, deciding where you live, and deciding whether or not to work.
So let's think of in terms of YouTube, here on YouTube. Instead of it being like personal life, somebody that you live with or a friend or whatever, let's add to this on social media in lieu of making dinner plans. Let's go back and hear it again.
Including but not limited to managing the money, making dinner plans.
Who do you send your cash apps to or super chats to? What chats are you seen in? And what are you saying in those chats? And where do you mod? What other channels are you a moderator for? That could be said in lieu of this part right here.
Deciding how your children are raised, deciding where you live, and deciding whether or not to work. Telling the narcissist to go away is the finest thing you can do for yourself, unless you don't mind having your every move regulated. Your only option, as I presume you do, is to sever the connection. It's not always as simple as it appears, and with children in tow, it's much more challenging.
So it's not always as simple as it appears, but with having given your personal information, your real name, your location, how many children you have, what ages they are, what your career is, what your spouse's career is, that can be said in lieu of having children in tow. But hey, Jackie Jude, applying this to social media.
Challenging. Another example is if they're an elderly family member, a coworker, or an employer. There is, however, always a way out of every situation. And the path to rehabilitation begins with self-healing and recovery work, as well as establishing a strong support network.
When people say hate bonding, I understand that happens here. But there's another form of bonding that happens that's not focused around hatred. When several people have been targeted by the same person or same channel, there is a bond that's going to be formed through shared experiences. How close it is depends on, how much you trust those people. But it is perfectly normal. Rapper, go to hell. Can somebody block Rapper? He ain't welcome here ever. There's something to say about it. It's perfectly natural. It happens all over the platform. It even happens in real life. When people When someone is just running rampant, doing everything that they can to victimize people, it's a common occurrence for those people that have been traumatized, hurt, exposed, so to speak, what they call, in other words, doxing, that kind of thing. It's pretty common for them to then form a friendship through shared experiences from the same person.
This is a team effort, and I think none of us can do it alone. Next, number 3 is crazy making conversations and facts twisting. What's going on with this one? The narcissist claims to have said or done something, only to later deny it. Don't fool around with your own perceptions. You are being used as a pawn in an elaborate ruse to invalidate and denigrate you.
There's a lot there. Let's unpack it. The third one, making conversations.
Twisting. What's going on with this one? The narcissist claims to have said or done something, only to later deny it.
They do stuff, they say stuff to then turn around and say they never did it or they never said it to discredit you. Exactly, Sweet Tea. There's a lot of them. That's why I wanted to talk about this, because where it applies to Jenna, it applies to Purple, it applies to a whole lot of other people. There's a lot of people from different communities that are in the chat. And there's a lot of people that they've been doxed out. Their whole lives have been doxed out. People have taken their real life, traumatic stories or things that they've gone through, things that they've suffered, and spun them around and put it all out on Front Street for people to believe or not believe based on what someone's opinion is. It's crazy, but there's a reason that they all do it. It works for them. They get something from it, whether it's clicks and views, channel building, donations, what they call YouTube street credit, all of that stuff. But who cares about the people that get hurt in the meantime? Who cares about the people that are used and abused and thrown away as if they have served their purpose and there's no use for them?
Don't fool around with your own perceptions. You are being used as a pawn in an elaborate ruse to invalidate and denigrate you.
Invalidating you. If they can invalidate you, or if they can damage your credibility, or that you're a good person or that you're not a good person, it works for them, right?
Make you doubt your own sanity and your own vision of reality, and gradually drive you insane over.
How many times has the person that has hurt you on this platform made you doubt your own sanity? When you start thinking, did I say it the wrong way? Did I misinterpret what they said? They're all tricks of these terrible human beings.
Over a period of time. A narcissist's tendency to engage in mind-bending, crazy-making conversations like this usually emerges fairly quickly. As long as they can get your attention, they'll be able to drain your critical life force energy and still be entertained.
Okay, so not long ago, I actually went on the panel over at the tavern. We were having a conversation about when helping other people ends up destroying yourself. When you're when you care about somebody and you become so focused on helping them that you don't realize the damage that you're doing to yourself. This is what I was talking about. As long as they can get your attention, they'll be able to drain your critical life force energy, and they will still be entertained. It's entertainment for them.
They'll be able to drain your critical life force energy and still be entertained. The narcissist gets all the benefits. They employ nonsensical talk to keep you spinning in circles.
Those people, I call it dog walking, when they make no sense. That person who completely flipped out because I said it was weird, because I called her a weirdo for asking where's all the grieving moms at. I'm sure that names come to mind when you hear this. Nonsensical talk to keep you spinning in circles. They repeat themselves over and over and over. Every live stream, it's the same. I'm the victim. Everybody is mean to me, but they don't realize what part they played in it. They keep you responding. When you respond to somebody and they immediately fire up a live stream and go into dragging some more, is it worth responding? Or by responding every time they come at you with an accusation, attack, name calling, whatever you want to call it, what we're doing by responding to that all the time is we're spinning ourselves in circles. We become a puppet for their emotional entertainment. It does no good. We're constantly trying to explain and defend who we are when that's our motive, right? Our motive is to dispute what they're saying, to say, no, I'm not that person. I didn't do that. We play clips, we read back through transcripts. I never said that. It doesn't matter what your response is. Their accusation will never change because the currency is a reaction. As children, we teach our kids. I taught my son, very early age, if you deal with bullies, don't give them a reaction. When you give them a reaction, they know how to get another reaction out of you. They're not bullying you for any reason other than to make themselves feel bigger, more powerful, or to get a reaction out of you. If you give no reaction, it used to be said when it comes to children, you teach your child not to give a bully a reaction. And then the bully moves on to something else. It doesn't work on this platform. Not giving a reaction is a sign of weakness. So you have to be careful in how you give a reaction. You have to put your truth out. You have to show your receipts that validate your truth and then freaking walk away. If you don't, you will consistently and constantly be attempting to explain and defend yourself. But the intention of the accuser is not truth. They don't care about the truth. 9 times out of 10, they know the truth when they come out with the accusation. The intention is to keep you spinning in circles, dancing like a puppet, and explaining yourself. And in this atmosphere, in the YouTube atmosphere, the majority of it is because it gives them content. Let's be real about it. It gives them content.
Dancing like a puppet on strings, attempting to explain and defend your position, while exerting a great deal of effort in an attempt to reach them, be heard, and be understood by them. What follows is the following strategy, which I'd like to share with you.
I forgot to pause there. Let me go back.
In circles, dancing like a puppet on strings, attempting to explain and defend your position.
So when you're responding, are you responding to the person that made the accusation or the claim against you that's trying to discredit you or to just intentionally hurt you? Or are you putting the truth out for people who care about finding the truth? I think there's a difference. In my opinion, there's a difference. When you put the truth out there and then you walk away from it, you're attempting to be heard. You're attempting to reach people in the middle, people that don't know which way to go or people that may be believing some things about you. So if you're attempting to reach them, to be heard by them and to be understood by them, you do it once and then you walk away. But if it's the person that's making the accusations and the assumptions, you're going to dog walk into circles. Hey, Jane's ivory addiction.
While exerting a great deal of effort in an attempt to reach them, be heard, and be understood by them. What follows is the following strategy, which I'd like to share with you. 4. Gaslighting. Gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse and manipulation in which the person doing it lies, rejects, and invalidates what you think you know about the situation. To back up their own skewed story, narcissists will change and twist facts, downplay relationship crimes, and leave out big parts of the truth, convince you that they're not guilty while making you doubt your reality. The point of giving you false information is to make you doubt your memory and what you know to be true.
How many times does that happen, though? How many times do you go back through live streams and pull the transcripts or go to the timestamps just to be sure that you said what you said? Or that someone that you believe in or someone that you're subscribed to, or maybe you're a member or a moderator, you go back just to make sure that you heard what you heard because what someone else is saying, you didn't remember it that way. It's kind of the same thing.
Any harm they cause is made to look like they didn't mean it or didn't even know what they were doing.
How many times do you hear that? When I was doxxed out the first time, the idiot said, well, I didn't know that your full legal name and your phone number was at the bottom of the email. Which could potentially make someone think that wasn't a dox and that video sits up forever. But the goal to make it look like they didn't mean it. You're attacking them for no reason. You're putting it out there for no reason.
Narcissism is
Hey,
all
quiz.
about changing the past to make things better for themselves. Remind people that they are wonderful people.
Here we call it rewriting history, going all the way back to the beginning and spinning a completely different story that everybody knows isn't true, but they try really hard to do that.
5. Emotional blackmail. The narcissist uses emotional blackmail as another means of
Hey, Siren.
manipulating others. Unfortunately, empaths who haven't yet discovered their own personal power can be particularly vulnerable to its effects.
Okay, emotional manipulation. And he's talking about empaths here, right? Let's talk about people that are on the platform because they've gone through real life traumatic situations. It's not uncommon or strange or weird that people that have suffered sexual assault find themselves surrounded by other people on this platform that have gone through the same experience. Just like child loss. I found myself, without even knowing, I found that some of the people that I had called friend, that I had grown to call a friend on this platform, had also lost a child before I ever knew that they lost a child, before they knew that I lost a child. I don't know how it happens or why it happens, but it happens all over the internet, especially here on YouTube. People find experiences that they have gone through gravitating towards people that understand them. I don't understand how it happens, but it does.
This is because the narcissist is well aware that their intended victim wants the narcissist's affection and endorsement.
So, in some circumstances, there are people that are very lonely. They feel isolated from their real life. I know that whenever Cody passed away, I found myself feeling very isolated, very alone, very solo in the world. And so, is it easier to manipulate? Is it easier to emotionally manipulate somebody? Absolutely, it is. 100%. There's people that have channels that have been here for so long, and they have such a history of victims, people that they have victimized, that they have hurt intentionally. I'm talking about intentionally hurt people. There are so many people on this platform that have done this for so long. They can pick you out of a crowd based on what you're typing, when you're typing it, who you're talking to. The big one is who you're talking to in the chat. There's people that have the ability to feel you out, get to know you for the sole purpose of manipulating you emotionally for their own needs, whether it be donating to their channel, whether it be getting information from someone else. The reasons go on and on and on. And I'm not saying that as the person in the chat, I'm not saying that we don't also have a responsibility of protecting ourselves, because we do. We're adults. No one can prey on you if you don't allow it. So the first time that I felt like I was emotionally manipulated, if you take the time to think about how you got there, you'll see you're part of it and then do better. So then the next time someone starts treating you the same way or a red flag pops up, you have a responsibility to protect yourself. I'm not saying that you did anything wrong. I'm saying there are real predators amongst us that have the ability to pick out people going through real life terrible situations, healing from real life situations. They can pick you out of a crowd.
Most of us want to feel safe and secure and be loved. We'd also want to be accepted and validated.
Here on the internet, most people want to just find their tribe and vibe. That's it. They want to find their tribe and they want to vibe. They want to be where they know that they're welcomed and appreciated. That's what they want to be. Rapper, go
In addition,
to hell.
the narcissist will take advantage of your lack of self-confidence. A potential fake could tell you that they might propose to you someday if only you're good enough, give you a raise, a promotion, or an award to show you how much you're valued. Withholding emotional support is just one of the ways they'll keep you searching for their acceptance. In the meantime, you're wondering if there's something wrong with you. Maybe they'd show you the affection you crave if you were good enough or better in some way, or show proper degrees of compassion, care, and concern.
Okay, I want to pause here. I want to talk to the tavern, the ladies from the tavern in the Bitchin' Post. the new channels that I'm newer to, I want to talk to you for a minute. When he's talking about the proper degrees of compassion, care, and concern, what I was telling you, hey, Steampunk, what I was telling you on your panel that day, I think I was over on Shorty's, about when you care about somebody and you really, you know them, you feel like you know them, and you really want to see them do better. You want to see them rise from the ashes. You want to see them overcome the tragedy. And then at the point that you sit back and wonder, why isn't it happening? Well, it's kind of like those, imagine a toddler and you're trying to teach them how to put their shoes on or how to put their coat on. If you do it for them every single day, they love it because they, you know, I'm talking like an adult, but with, you know, toddler behaviors, putting on your shoes and your coat. When we do it for them, everything goes great for them. But whenever the time comes for them to do it for themselves, they back away. There's another person in the community, I'm not going to mention any names, but you know, they go to different channels and panels and talk about how all the people are attacking them. How everywhere they go, they get attacked. They go to this channel and they hang out for a month, and then all of a sudden the whole chat attacks them. Then they go to this channel, maybe a month, the whole chat attacks them. Pretty soon they've got 8 or 9 different communities. But at no point does this person ever wonder what they've done. At the same point, they'll sit on my panel and I'll offer resources in their area or hotlines for help or for assistance. And they don't want to make the phone call. They want me to make the phone call. We're talking about people that want everyone around them to continue to do the work for them. But how draining is that on you? How draining is that on you? When you're crying more for that person than they are finding their strength to get up and to move forward in a positive direction, the damage is now being done to you. You're now being hurt by them. Now their anger is coming back at you because you're not doing for them what they think that you should be doing. Like when you offer that help and you drive all the way to them to help them, well, when it's time to leave, the anger comes, right? Because now you're not there for cleanup role anymore or to hold them up anymore or to help them anymore. And I'm not talking about anyone specific. I'm talking about in general terms here. Hey, Hukuna. Hey, Monica. Hey, Jersey Cat. Minnie.
As a result, no matter how hard you try or how well you perform, they will always find fault with you and continue to withhold any kind of support, emotional or otherwise.
So when you bend over backwards to do for these people, to care about them, their pain is your pain and you feel it. You can feel their pain. You care about them. You know that there's a good person inside of them. At the point that you can do no more, you've done everything that you can do no more. You ever wonder why they get angry and then they lash out and then they attack you and then they align with people who hate you and become part of the hate mob?
If only you'd done it this way, or if you'd done it in a different way, I would have helped you or supported you more. Of course, this is a lie. There's no
Hear these words. Please hear these words.
No limit to the condescending ways. They'll try to make you feel unworthy, inferior, incompetent, and little. Whichever method the narcissist uses, they must keep you low and dependent on them for your sense of identity. The irony is that they are using these tactics in the first place because they lack self-awareness and need to control you in order to receive their fix of narcissistic supply.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Thank you, Raz. I love Raz's comments. Victim status is not something to strive for or aspire to have. Real survivors know this because they were already truly victimized and they lived it. Then they found their way out of it. That's when you become the survivor. When you've done the work to understand, to work through it, and to stand up on the other side stronger than you were before. Because let's be real about it. Tragedies, loss, suffering greatly, all of those things make you stronger, not weaker. They make you stronger, not weaker. When you've gone through something that changes your life. It makes you feel like a completely different person and completely shatters the earth underneath of you. And you find you don't even fit in your skin anymore. How many times have you stood in front of a mirror and didn't even recognize your own eyes looking back at you because of something that you're going through? It takes a very strong person with will to want to overcome that. But when you do, you don't want anyone to call you a victim. You don't want anyone to call you a victim. Those things in life are that are designed to destroy you. When you overcome them, they make you stronger, not weaker. And I know some of you have gone through unimaginable things. Literally things that are designed to end your life. And here you are. Here you are today, functioning, successful in your life, moving on, offering help to other people. Imagine the strength it takes to go through something so traumatic, come out the other end stronger, and then offer your help to someone else. I think that's right, Shorty. You are a fucking warrior. No one can take that status from you. That's right, Siren. By the grace of God, you survived and you stood up in it. And what a person it takes to lend their hand and their strength to another person that's going through something similar. That's when you know you've successfully overcome it.
Six, passive aggression. In this, narcissists are using emotional manipulation through things like the silent treatment, rolling their eyes, talking about you as if you weren't there, or just glaring at you, in addition to ignoring or otherwise marginalizing you consciously.
Let's talk about the things that you've gone through that people on the platform, I'm going to call them predators on the platform, people looking for the real people that have gone through real tragedies.
Silent treatment, rolling their eyes, talking about you as if you were.
They sit in chats or on their panel or other people's panels and talk so much shit. They downplay the experiences that you've gone through, use them against you, twist up the words to somehow make you the perpetrator of a crime against another victim. They victimize themselves.
If you weren't there, or just glaring at you, in addition to ignoring or otherwise marginalizing you consciously. In order to minimize and excuse the narcissist's hurtful insults, they will claim they are merely trying to be helpful and provide a solution to the problem. The narcissist believes that their attacks and insults are nothing more than a sincere effort on their part to assist.
So one specific example, please don't say any names in the chat, but that one nasty channel that somehow just claims to be an advocate, talks about true crime. When you get mad and then they pull up your real life true crime story and put it on blast and then say, oh, but I didn't know that that was what happened to this person that just left my community or doesn't agree with me anymore. It's exactly what he's talking about here. Pretending to be talking about a true crime case for public awareness, knowing damn well they're talking about something that just happened to someone. They're bringing up the real life story that happened to someone that they no longer get along with. That's what he's talking about. How disgusting of a human being do you have to be in order to hurt someone to that extent over the internet?
This has nothing to do with the situation, but rather you're just too sensitive to it. Any other person who they've persuaded of your inferiority will likely follow with more put-downs and disappointment on their part. This narcissistic approach is to degrade, dominate, and belittle you while masking the narcissist's apparent fault.
So that when you call them out for doing that, for bringing someone's real life survival of a very, very violent crime, and people call it out, what happens? You're too sensitive. How many times do you hear that? You're too sensitive. Are you triggered? Are you triggered? But you're too sensitive. Log off the internet. This, that, whatever. All to keep their game going.
Narcissist refuses
Absolutely,
to
Bex.
communicate, for example. It is known as silent treatment. They punish you with an emotional and or physical detachment to make you behave. For what purpose? Even if they utilize this strategy as one of their preferred methods, they employ it in order to convey disrespect and signal that you are not worthy of their respect.
Imagine someone doxing out your life or using a real life trauma or violent tragedy that happened to you. And at one point you trusted them, thought that they were your friend, thought that they were here for good intentions, that they had good reasons, that they truly cared. Imagine being so disrespected, and then told some bullshit like you're being disrespectful for calling them out. You're being disrespectful for saying you shouldn't have done that.
It's important to be reminded of your inferiority
Frosty.
so
Hey,
that you don't lose sight of how the narcissist sees you, as well as to intentionally cause you to feel rejected and abandoned. Emotional manipulators and their spineless accomplices are shown to be harsh in this case.
They want to make you feel isolated, alone, and then on your own island as if nobody cares about you. Somehow that's a win to them. Somehow Purple and Jenna making someone feel completely isolated, alone, with no support system, and like nobody cares about them, for some reason that's a win to them. When they say, "Are you triggered?" after minimizing, disrespecting, and completely shitting on something that you've overcome in your life. Are you triggered? Are you triggered? Are you triggered?
Case. They simply lack empathy. That's all there is to say about today's video. As always, I hope this information was of some service to you in order to maintain their inflated self-esteem. They take the notification bell. The thing that matters is getting what they want, and they won't hesitate to destroy as many people as possible.
Ooh, that's extremely important. And then in their mind, the only thing that matters is getting what they want. And they won't hesitate to destroy as many people as possible in order to achieve that.
Maintain their inflated self-esteem. They take great joy in seeing the struggle of those of us who are simply a source of supplies for them. They get a thrill out of being able to bully and oppress others.
So when I talk about how Purple starts her live streams, every live stream, when she starts her live streams, that weird voice that she uses, that taunting, baiting bullshit that she throws out there,
and bringing down powerful figures offers them a feeling of accomplishment. Narcissists are drawn to the task of breaking strong.
Okay, Shorty. Okay, the tavern. Bitch and post. This part's for you.
Them a feeling of accomplishment. Narcissists are drawn to the task of breaking strong people because it increases their sense of self-worth and the level to which they may now elevate themselves.
If you're accomplished in life, if you've overcome things that are designed to destroy you, if you're in the position of offering help to those that are going through similar experiences, this is why they hate you. You're the real deal. They don't want you to be stronger. They don't want you to be smarter. They don't want you to be in a position of actually knowing what the hell you're talking about. Welcome to a Vilomah stream, Tara. It happens all the time. We ignore it. If you guys need me to toss wrenches, let me know.
It's tedious to break down weaker individuals because it's so easy. They get bored so fast. No matter how strong we are and how hard we try, narcissists may and will destroy us once we're caught in their web. Narcissists will try to dismantle our strength one piece at a time without us knowing it. And for what? Of course, so that they reach the apex of the pyramid. Narcissists expect us to behave in the same way according to what they want because of our commitment to the relationship.
Why do they use scare tactics? Why do they work so hard to know who you are, to know your real identity, to know your location, your job, your kids' names, their ages, anything that they can get on you? Because if you dare step out of line, you dare disagree, even respectfully and quietly leave their community, if you ever reach the point of no longer agreeing with them, and then you leave their community, because this becomes their weapons. These are their weapons of choice. Whatever they can say or do to silence you, to make you feel weak, unloved, uncared for, on your own, without a support system, all of that stuff works for them.
As a result, they slowly transform who we are. Snarky comments here and there to keep us guessing and out of our comfort zone. When they don't get their way, they'll groan and whimper, and so on. It's as if we've been shattered. It's mostly because we've learned to believe that the lies they tell us on a regular basis are true.
Except for here on the internet. Once someone has told a ridiculous lie on you, once they've taken your real life story and somehow made you the perpetrator of a crime against somebody else, once you've seen them for who they are, it's important that you never believe that they're going to change, especially when you've been a supportive friend to them. When you've been in their community as a supportive friend, you've supported their channel, you've been there for them, and then you've been a good friend, and then you decide to walk away. Something changes. You don't agree with something. You can't align with or stand with something. And so you choose, for your own peace of mind, you choose to walk away. Hey, Kels. They have their weapons of choice. That's why it's important to see the red flags of the behaviors. It's why it's important to sit back and watch how they move. How do they address or talk about people that they don't like? Exactly, Lip Lock. I agree with you. A lot of people. Absolutely. When people are anxious to know who you are, when they say things like, well, I can't let you in my Discord if I don't know your real name, I can understand, wanting to make sure that they know your YouTube name, but no one should be asking you for your real life information on the platform. Not unless you've established a friendship with them over a period of time. You know that you can trust them, and even then be very careful. Because a lot of people, that's why they want the information. There are, Bex, I agree with you.
The longer you know about the narcissist in your life, the more it will feel real to you. Unfortunately, this was the case. What about something that will make you laugh? You will think, he doesn't like the way I'm acting right now. They'll always tell you that something is wrong. You'll feel shocked. They'll claim that you're not fulfilling your duties in the proper way. They slowly change you into something that you're not. You're to blame.
So how many times, be honest with yourself. You don't have to answer this publicly. Just think to yourself, how many times have you started to see yourself reacting in anger or being upset or frustration or something like that? How many times have you said to yourself, I feel like I'm not myself anymore after dealing with one of these people? I think that's pretty normal too.
Blame for everything, slowly reducing your confidence. They don't want to hear any of your explanations for this. It is even less likely that they will acknowledge what they're doing wrong. Now you understand, it's some awful way to make one feel better about themselves indeed. However,
I think a huge red flag is when people consistently refuse to admit any of their wrongdoing, or that they handled something wrong, or that they said something wrong, they said it in anger, or apologize for things that they've done or people that they've hurt. I think that should be a huge, huge, huge red flag. When people are constantly pointing the finger at everyone around them, and when you know that they contributed, or you know that they did something to cause the reaction that they got, but they're not willing to admit that, I think that should be a red flag.
Or because of their unconventional thinking, they're unable to see an issue in themselves. Instead, we are the root of the problem. Perhaps because of the abuse they had to endure, they developed a slew of poor self-defense mechanisms throughout time. And it will continue to grow until they lose all grounding in reality.
So earlier when I was talking about the person who completely, can solve all rappers by placing a small time. You can do that, Raz. You're one of the managing moderators. You can do that. You have complete control of that. If you need to do that, I'm okay with it. Whatever helps to keep that shit from spamming the chat. People with over 2 cats are red flags. There's 4 here. 4 cats, 4 litter boxes.
It's only their idea that's the most important. That's not all. They'll also explain what it is to you, repeatedly. A situation that forces you to question your own judgment. Narcissists never allow anyone else's opinion to be taken into consideration during a conversation.
How many chats do you go into where you cannot disagree or bring up another opinion or say that you see a situation differently because you know that you're going to get blocked? Not only blocked, but how many of those other chats will you be called out openly, made an example out of for having a difference of opinion or saying that you don't agree? When we apply this to this platform, it happens on the regular. That should be a red flag for you. If you're valued, not just your donations or your membership, but if you're valued, you should be able to speak your opinion respectfully. You should be able to speak your opinion. You should be able to say, I don't necessarily agree with that. If you can't, because you're afraid of someone making an example out of you or someone calling you out or blocking you, I think that should be a red flag.
Nothing else can get through to them. Nothing is permissible in any way, shape, or form. If we were the kind of individuals who had clear boundaries, self-confidence, and a generally positive attitude on most things, they wouldn't waste their time trying to get under our skin. However, humans aren't perfect. We all have our vulnerable moments. It's the narcissist's goal to take advantage of our inherent flaws. Narcissists thrive on magnifying small issues that most people will overlook and then projecting those traits onto others. If they don't come clean and accept responsibility for all they've ever said or done, then when will they? Of course, never. They were able to get away with it because they were never told no when they were.
Ooh, let's talk about the scammers on the community. I think Raz is putting a time so that the trolls can't spam the chat. Let's talk about the scammers that run around racking up communities, channels, people that they can't, that they can't, where they can't go, people that no longer like them. Let's talk about the scammers in general. You ever hear them say, yes, I did wrong? Never. They never say it. Emotional manipulators, same thing. They never admit that they ever played a part in any situation that went wrong. I agree, Beck. Sometimes that's the best thing to do, so I don't stream that often.
They were younger. They practiced and practiced till it became second nature to them as they improved. They don't see anything wrong with it at all. In some cases, you may be so eager to finally tell them the truth at least once. Nevertheless, they're unable to accept responsibility. Because of their inability to digest information, as well as a number of other problems that won't make them accept the truth, everything becomes meaningless. They just strut about like they own the place while you're walking on eggshells. All in all, narcissists feel a strong need to be at the center of attention, and they will go to any lengths to get there. They will want to be in the center of attention by competing with others, but they won't necessarily feel the need to break people. The harder they can go through others, the more shady methods they may try. If people don't listen to them, they may rage or try to break the strong people obstructing their way. In the eyes of the narcissist, everyone is a potential rival. Their internal struggle and lack are projected onto the outside world as a way of coping with their own insecurities.
How many times do you hear people say, if you go over there to that channel or that community, it's only a matter of time before you're the target? Like, that happens all the time. Yeah, rage meaning someone disagrees with them, calls them out, something like that. They rage, they get mad, they use all the tactics that they can to silence you, to shut you up. It gets a little out of control. Hey, Diz, how are you?
Continual pressure is put on them to demonstrate this by lowering the spirits of others in any manner imaginable, depleting their energy, making them question their own abilities, and so on. Because they'll come back to test you every time you let them re-enter your life.
This is important as far as once they've done so much damage to you, once they've really hurt you, You've done everything that you can to help them or to be a supportive friend or to support the channel. And you're watching person after person after person be used and abused and thrown away and then shit talked and doxed out and gone real life on and all of that stuff. Why is it important that you close that door and focus in another direction?
Any manner imaginable.
Here's why.
Depleting their energy, making them question their own abilities, and so on. Because they'll come back to test you every time you let them re-enter your life, and because they'll make you suffer even more because of it.
They will continuously, if the door is open, they'll keep walking through it. You have to shut the door. If it's like my opinion on cheating. If someone cheats on you and you don't either leave them or go to therapy to work it out or really get to the root of the problem and come up with a plan to fix that, it's going to continue happening. If the door's open, even a tiny crack, they'll find their way walking back through it. Like relentlessly all the time. You will eventually be seen as weak and needy, and they'll constantly come back to you, especially if no one else is entertaining it. Oh, I'm sorry, Quiz. That's terrible. Yeah, I feel the same way. It saves me any kind of issue later down the road, but we're not like that over here. Hey,
They'll
Diz.
always do this. They have an insatiable desire to be the best. To keep up this pace, they need help, even if it means taking advantage of others. Narcissists thrive on empaths and anyone who are potentially codependent, mainly because these people always forgive and tend to constantly give people the benefit of the doubt.
We'll talk about those channels that have a bunch of yes people. You know, like the little workers that when the channel holder or the content creator, I call it channel holder, their closest people know who they're going to attack next. The people that are in the Discords and in the text messages and the DMs digging up all of the information for that person to use, knowing that that person is going to be used to hurt somebody else. Knowing that half the time they're making it up. They're falsifying documents or they're falsifying screenshots to do whatever they want to with them with the intention of hurting someone else. The people that are surrounding that person, participating in all of the fuck shit, knowing exactly what's going to happen. In my opinion, those people are just as dangerous. Those people are just as responsible. Those people are just as shitty. It's a group effort in order to destroy someone's life because someone doesn't agree with them, doesn't like them, or called them out for doing something personal. Absolutely. Never let anyone make you feel unworthy or responsible for anyone else's happiness. Very true statement. Absolutely. Yes, flying monkeys.
At the same time, narcissists also get a kick out of testing the limits of even the most accomplished and knowledgeable people in order to replenish their own store of self-supply. They'll continue to look for another supply because they're easily bored.
So what happens when you finally say, I've had enough, I'm tired of being treated like shit, I've done everything I can, and you walk away. And then you see them direct their attention at someone else. And part of you wants to warn that person. You know they're going to move on to someone else because they just can't stop. It makes you wonder, what's the end game? When someone says, what's the end game? Really means what's the intention? Like, what the hell is that? What's the intention for going from person to person, chat to chat, channel to channel? Just, I call it like a wrecking ball. Just pop in and take over. Kind of like Jenna getting mad because she could no longer control Matthew's channel because Matthew invited other people from other communities into his chat. Of course, he's here to build a channel. And you lose your shit because you can't control that other people are now part of this community. You're an adult and you can't coexist in a chat with somebody that you don't like in order to support somebody else. So to me, those are red flags.
So if they seek out strong people in order to slowly observe the gradual depletion, turmoil, and chaos, this is what they'll do. If they can't be like you, then they'll destroy you. Because they never express themselves honestly on the inside, they are drawn to people who have qualities they lack. Somehow, they seem to think that in order...
Shorty. Hey, Chasing Justice, how are you? I hope you're feeling okay. When you're a strong survivor, when you're confident after having gone through something so violent and traumatic, you're the complete opposite of them. The complete opposite of them. And so for whatever reason, you have people that will learn from what you've gone through, and they'll learn to protect themselves better. They'll learn that they have the strength. They'll learn from what you've gone through. And then you have people that are intimidated because they think that they could never, they couldn't get through something like that.
In order to emulate someone else's personality, they must be surrounded by influential...
Here you go. Emulating someone else's personality, or in this case, emulating or stealing someone else's tragedy or real life experience to gain something.
To think that in order to emulate someone else's personality, they must be surrounded by influential people who can serve as a standard against which they can measure their own efforts.
People that surround themselves with real victims, people that have really survived traumatic things. When one person who has not gone through those experiences surround themselves with other victims, with real victims, real survivors, you have to wonder, what is that person that's the channel holder, what is she doing that for? What does she gain from that? What's her intentions?
Otherwise, they appear to have no idea what they're doing. As always, I genuinely hope my explanation was clear and helpful. We'd love to hear from you.
We'll move on to the last. There's only a couple minutes more and then we'll be done.
I found the best new way to shop. Oneable is a personal styling service with Real Stylist.
About whether you succeed or not. If
almost done here.
And hit that bell to get a message when I post a new video. A narcissist's primary goal is to feel good about themselves no matter what. No one else has anything to do with it at all. A narcissist barely knows you're there. They don't care at all about other people unless it affects them. That means giving a damn about whether you succeed or not. If your failure makes him feel good, he will want you to fail, but that has nothing to do with you.
Imagine that. If you're failing or being publicly ostracized or cast aside or putting you in your place, so to speak, makes them feel good, that has a lot to do with how they feel about themselves.
It only has to do with how he feels about himself.
Hello, Sharon.
You are not part of the end goal of any narcissist. If they find something else that makes them happy, they will forget about your successes and failures. They don't care what good or bad things happen to you. They don't have you in mind. You have nothing to do with any of it. When it comes to relationships, it's always going to be difficult to have one with a narcissist. In most cases, narcissists prioritize their desires over those of others. And if you're an empath, you can find this extra upsetting and disheartening because all you want in life is healthy connections with the people you care about. Because you're an empath, it's always in your instinct to emphasize the narcissist's positive characteristics while downplaying their harmful ones. However, when it comes to narcissists, this is an issue since they have an exaggerated sense of their importance. In addition, they think they're entitled to everything because of it.
So last night, we heard Purple Phoenix say that that she didn't care enough about KK, and that if KK had another stroke, she wouldn't care. That was terrible. I realize that I've had 2 mishaps on this platform, that I've been triggered to and hit my limit twice and said some very ugly things. I've also unplugged, went back to grief therapy, and learned how to not reach my level 10 and not become triggered. I've also surrounded myself by people that will text me or call me or hit the chat and say, are you getting close to your 10? I will not ever make that mistake again. There are people that will justify statements like, I don't care if KK has a stroke. I don't care enough about KK. Don't care if she has a stroke. I don't know how you can justify that. But it was said last night. No accountability for saying that. There will be no apology because we're talking about someone who thinks that they're entitled to make those kind of statements.
In other words, it should come as no surprise that someone who is especially sensitive to the hurt, humiliation, and frustration that comes with being in a relationship with a narcissist will find this type of relationship extremely draining.
How many times do you get so involved in a channel or a channel holder that you feel drained? That just sitting through a live stream, you're exhausted after that because, or sitting in their Discord or doing a Discord call or anything of the sort, you feel like you're doing so much for them. Ask yourself, if the tables were turned and you really needed that person, do you think that they would be there? Because in my world, it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. If you call someone your friend, you give them 100% of your friendship. They give you 100% of friendship. There are people here that treat moderators as if it's a paid position. Yes, we're talking about a person that takes prayers back. I agree with that. I mean, just terrible things with the intention of hurting someone, not realizing everybody is listening. When you see someone like this, treating someone like KK or any other person so shitty, that should be a red flag.
In addition, narcissists have an entitled, narcissistic personality pattern like harming and manipulating others since it gives them a sense of satisfaction. They enjoy making you feel horrible, but also playing pranks on you and fooling you by saying nice things to you.
Let's talk about trolling. Let's talk about coming in the chat, anyone's chat, with a troll name, of a deceased family member or your spouse or one of your children. Let's talk about somebody that was using Nicolina's daughter as a troll on this platform to go in people's back chats or to go in other people's chats and taunt Nicolina from that chat. And then you call them out on it and they prove it was me. Prove it was me. Like last night. The police ended up at KK's house. Now, those of us with half a brain could watch both of those streams and see exactly what the hell was going on. But the police ended up at KK's house. Someone called in a wellness check because KK was ranting and raving on a live stream. When you understand who KK is, she was pissed off. She wasn't threatening anybody. She wasn't doxing anybody. She wasn't talking about anyone's families. She was ranting about behaviors that were shown online. That's what she was ranting about. She wasn't hurting anybody. But somebody called a wellness check and her local law enforcement showed up at her house. It's very obvious, 100% without doubt obvious, the people that were responsible for calling in or having that wellness check called in, sending the police to her house. And they're the first people sitting on a panel to say, well, I didn't do it. I've been live the whole time. I didn't do it. I've been live the whole time. Even though we can hear the text messages going off, we can hear the dings and all of that stuff. There will be no one will ever own up to that. It will take a FOIA. Someone will pull a FOIA and come forth with, this is the person that did it, and none of us will be shocked or surprised. But those should be red flags. If you don't like KK, just don't go to her chat. Don't listen to her live stream. Don't put her live stream on your live stream. That's right, sweetie. You can't take prayers back. It's just shitty of people to say. Frank, Tony. Now KK, once they set up the purple wellness checks, are called on maybe more. It's gross. I block people from chats. If I'm in a chat and someone's saying some ugly shit to me, I block them so I don't have to see it anymore, and hope that the channel holder doesn't have to, block them. I'll leave as opposed to, deflecting from the live stream or what the channel holder is talking about.
Their next move will be to accuse you of doing the same things they have been doing to justify their behavior in your relationship. And
those same people last night, when KK asked the police who made the call, and the officer said it was anonymous, but it was made from another state. Those same people in Purple's chat started yelling, "Prove you didn't do it yourself." I get so sick of that one. Something happens to someone on the platform, like crazy emails that are sent. And the first thing, and it's a huge red flag for me, when people say, the people that you suspect being behind it, when they say, "Prove you didn't do it yourself." Oh, you sent those to yourself. They said the same thing to KK last night. They said to KK from their panel, "You called the cops yourself." Mind you, KK was on a live stream. Her phone wasn't going off. She wasn't texting and people blowing her phone up. But that's what they said to KK. Prove that you didn't do it.
And they do this to demonstrate to themselves that they are superior to everyone else in their fields of endeavor. Of course, they have the freedom to do whatever they choose. They can't go wrong if you look at things from their perspective.
Good night, Siren.
As a result, they are not only free to act however they like, but they also have every incentive to do so. Whatever method
We're going to close on this next part, and I'm going to show you a video. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to just to prove a point.
they choose, when the narcissist feels like they've gotten something out of you, they'll think it's their right and even enjoy it. You can expect them to point the finger at you once again. Narcissist.
Okay. We're going to end there. I'm going to grab the link for this video and pop it. There's still about 15 minutes left. I encourage you to watch it uninterrupted. I started off talking about the person that said, someone that has a lot of mental health issues, that likes to taunt and toss out bait and make accusations and do some crazy things in order to get an argument. It's my belief that she wants people to argue with her. The point that I want to make with this, let me pull it up. There's a reason why I do not want to respond to the ridiculous 3-hour live stream that was done where I was accused of sending someone to a mental health hospital. The reason I'm doing this is because there's already people that are saying, well, look, Vilomah sent someone to the hospital. No, I didn't. There's a history here. I'm going to play one video. And yeah. I'm going to play 2 videos. They come from Pooh's channel. Pooh's channel is linked in the description below, as well as Pooh's Cash App, as well as Dick Tim's channel and Dick Tim's Cash App, Tiny Dancer's channel. Please look at the channels that are down below. Here's the reason why I'm not going tit for tat. Okay. You might be familiar with this person. I'm going to drop the link directly to the video because there's a history of this person claiming mental health. So come out swinging and create some havoc and then claim mental health issues and then claim that you're a victim of all kinds of other mental health issues that put other people in the position of being looked upon as the bullies. So I'm going to play 2 videos and then we'll end. This comes from Pooh's channel. This was dropped yesterday, I believe. Yes, yesterday. This is an example of why you have to pick your battles. When you close the door, you don't open it again.
Hello, my name is Susan, and I'm the girl who got made shit out on Molly's show. And subsequently, there was so much bad things said about me. I suffer with PTSD, and Molly knew that very well. And it all got too much for me, and I ended up ODing on my medication.
Okay, so there was a previous issue with someone, and I don't know what that issue is. What I do know is that there's various examples in an extensive history of the same thing. We don't know what everyone's mental health needs are. So when you come out swinging for a solid month, and nobody knows, I don't know your history, I don't know your mental health needs, I clap back and say you're a weirdo for constantly asking where the grieving parents are at. And then you turn around and do another live stream after a month of sitting silent. A month. And then I clap back. And then you do another live stream saying the exact same thing is in this video that I sent you to for medical help or whatever.
And subsequently, there was so much bad things said about me. I suffer with PTSD, and Molly knew that very well. And it all got too much for me, and I ended up ODing on my medication. And I'm in ICU in hospital right now. I just hope you drag these people down, because I'm after writing lengthy emails about cyberbullying to YouTube. I've disconnected from her channels. I requested all the money back. She is going to say things to people, and they mightn't be so lucky like I'm lucky I'm alive. I had a heart attack, and because of the medications, because I'm on a lot of medications, because I was in 2 wars, Iraq and Afghanistan. I served with the British military. I do live in the UK. I don't live in Ireland, but I am Irish. And yes, I do have a twin sister. And I actually made a point of putting a picture of me and my sister in my little profile thing when I'm writing messages.
Okay, so then this was posted. And I can say that the sister that was accused of making this post is on this platform, is in our community, and did not type this post, did not insinuate anything, and is not responsible for what someone else, quote unquote, someone else, I'm doing air quotes, posted here. It says, "Hi, I'm Susan's sister, and I'm sorry to bother you, but Susan killed herself yesterday because of what someone else did to her." There's a history here. This is the only reason I'm showing this. So I'm not responding to her. I've closed that door. I will never reopen it, because no one's going to accuse me of doing this ever. So I don't care what she says, or, she can rant all day, every day. I don't even want to know about it. When I close the door, I don't even pay attention.
For some strange reason, it's not coming up on the other thing. I don't know why.
We're going to sort that out, Rocco. We will let you know in advance. I need to rig up the second channel onto my StreamYards, because you can have 2 channels on one StreamYard instead of paying out for 2 separate StreamYards. So that will be done give us a week, and we will go live on that. And it will be me, and everyone knows now it's MZ as well. When the time comes to be monetized, and I'm not ashamed to say this, I will be handing that channel over to MZ.
And another person's asking, why is it she's quiet in the ICU to help? Why isn't she quiet in ICU to help other patients who are resting?
I'm actually in my own room. I don't know what way they lay it out in America, but I have my own room. I have my own bathroom and everything. And it was actually the paramedics who grabbed my my iPad, and I said, "Well, what's the point in taking that?" I said to them, and they said, "No, we have the Wi-Fi." So they rigged this up to the Wi-Fi for me. So there's literally nobody in it's only a single room on my own. I was on a heart monitor, and they took it off me about 4 to 5 hours ago, because I was hypocardiac. Hopefully, I'm hoping the doctors leave me out tomorrow. Don't know if they will or not. They're taking me off all the machines and stuff like that, and they have me in a side room right now. I mean, in the UK, they're really good. I mean, if I was in a ward, say, they call it a bay. Over here, they call it a bay. That's when you have like all the other people. I wouldn't be able to come on here to you tonight or come on this at all because I don't need to disturb the other patients. But because I have my own room and my door is shut and I'm really into the side, they can't hear me. And the nurse said I can come on.
So that's why. That's why no engagement, no conversation, no nothing. Because I do not want to be accused of the same things. And what the only thing I'm going to say is this. There are people that do not know anything about your history with medical anything. So for you to be sitting on the platform, baiting people, antagonizing people, making accusations, making allegations, calling them names, all of the things that you say were done to you. When you do that for a solid month, keep in mind that the person clapping back is not aware of those things. And so then to hold this up as a shield, as if you have the ability or the right to just swing wide at anybody that you don't like or that you don't get along with. At some point you have to take some ownership and you have to understand that you're putting yourself out there and you're instigating the shit and people are going to clap back. I think you should remember that. Okay, so the last thing I have is, and I know people are going to have opinions. I know people's going to have something to say about this. I have said from the beginning that I don't like Discord because I had a very bad experience with Discord like a year and a half ago. However, the last grief stream that I did, there was some issues, some technical issues. Not only that, but getting emails, having people email me for the link so that I know that the people that are coming into the private stream are people from the grief community and not these weirdos that are out here looking for other people to target. It gets very time consuming and difficult. And I don't like asking moderators to do things outside of if they're available and they can make it to a stream to help with the chat. I appreciate that. But it's not a job. So thanks to JBT and Haven, they helped me yesterday set up a Discord so that we can do these private streams very privately off this platform. And there's rooms set up for supporting one another. Now, let me make this clear. Never have I ever said that I am a professional of any mental health anything. Never have I said that. It's not been a claim that I've made. I've never falsely identified who I am in any capacity. There is a space here for people going through grief, whether you lost a child, you lost a parent, you lost a sister, a brother, a friend. Grief is grief. A job, a career, your home, grief is grief. So my whole goal has been to establish a place where people that are going through grief in real life can support one another, can share resources, can share positive outlets, can reassure that you're not crazy, that what you're feeling and going through and talking about is completely normal. And you can feel more free to speak openly, knowing that nobody is judging you. It's also a place where we can drop links for, we can do private, we can meet privately. We can watch the documentaries. We can view the movies. We can go over the TED Talks. We can read the articles. We can, check with the mental health clinicians, like all of the things that we're trying to do privately here, we can do privately through this Discord. And thanks so much to people, absolutely amazing. The first ones to stand up and put their hands up, so helpful, extremely educated, especially over techie things that us 50-year-olds can't do. JBT and Haven helped me establish this, set it up, and make it very private. If you are grieving, going through a loss of any kind, it doesn't have to be child loss, and you would like to come into the Discord, I'm going to drop a link that'll take you to the welcome room. If your Discord name is different than your YouTube name, can you please just say what your YouTube name is? Please don't ever type out your legal name. Please don't tell us where you're from. Please don't put anything identifying, because I don't want any doxing. So remember that we're making it private, but it's only as private as the people who are coming and going. So I'm going to do my very best. Moderators, admins, our very best to make sure people that are coming in for the right reasons. As far as like the drama that happens on YouTube, I'm okay with opinions. There is a general lounge room. Talk amongst yourselves, whatever you want to do. But if you have a disagreement on YouTube with another person, if we could coexist in there, in the Discord rooms, if we could coexist without bringing the hatred or the animosity from other channels or other places, that would be beautiful. You'll find memes in, I don't know if you call them GIFs or GIFs. Hey, Lenny. There's questions and answers. There's a room for spiritual guidance and prayers. No one is ahead of any of these rooms. They're just places where you might find resources, and you can offer resources. You can drop links. We have recommended channels, the danger zones. If you have a channel, a place you can drop your links for other people to find your content. If there's recommendations, there's a trouble sleeping / anxiety / meditation. So there's some guided meditations, some sleep music, things for people that have difficulty sleeping or dealing with anxiety throughout the day. There's a room called You Are Not Crazy. These are examples of how grief affects your mental health, ongoing mental health issues, physically. There's physical aspects of grief. We have an inspiration room. These are stories of mega inspirational stories. There's one here now where a grieving mother hears her son's heartbeat again in the organ recipient. There's a documentary called My Brother Jordan that's very powerful. I have a room set up for supportive roles for people who are grieving. So if you're someone who is a inner supportive role for someone who's going through some grief, there's the physical impact of grief, things that are okay to say, things that maybe not as okay to say. There's voice chats that are set up. There's a group hangout voice chat. Anyone can go in and start up a voice chat call. And then I have a separate one for live streams only. If you think that this would be beneficial to you, if you could find some ideas, if you can share some ideas and feel supported, I am going to drop the link for that. Like I said, you'll go to the welcome room. Please make sure that if your Discord name is different than your YouTube name, just let us know. And one of us will move you around as quickly as possible. Please be kind in there. Be kind to each other. So listen, I appreciate everybody for popping in tonight. I know we went a little over 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So, hey, smart ass patriot. Needed this so much as in. Oh, okay. That's okay. That's the whole reason for wanting to have something like this set up. It's so much easier to communicate and be able to drop the live streams and things. So I'm going to pull up a 10-minute sleep meditation or calming meditation. And we're going to close out with that. Because we all need it, right? Let me pull this up quick. Exactly. Thank you. Plenty of places to do battle, and then there are some places that just aren't a battlefield to engage in fight club altercations. Yes, please do. Please do. And please understand, too, that it's a learning process for me. So I'm still learning how to navigate the Discord. Thankful for JBT and for Haven for helping. I'm going to drop his Cash App one more time. And I'm going to link it down below. I strongly encourage support. JBT is a wonderful young man. Haven is a wonderful young lady. They're really, really doing great things. And I can't wait. Can't wait for people to see that. So thanks for popping in, everybody. I appreciate you. I'm going to try to over in the Discord, though, so that we don't have to worry about all the extra stuff. Let me screen share this. Very welcome, Smartest Patron. I'm glad that you're here. All right. This is just an example of some of the, I know people are out there like, where's all the grief talk that they do? Well, there's a lot of aspects to grief talk. This is just an example of some of the things that you'll find over in the Discord. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you greatly. Remember to be kind to yourself. Remember to look for the red flags. Follow your gut. And when you close the door, close it permanently. Don't allow yourself to be abused over and over and over. Okay, this comes from Megan Devine. And I'm going to drop the link for this in the chat. I use this quite often. And take care of yourselves.
So I want to leave you with a meditation, journeying off of that hope, traveling with that hope for how you can live this, how you do live this. So, as with all of our meditations, it starts with getting yourself as comfortable as you can. We're going to take about 10 minutes here, so make sure you won't be interrupted, and maybe even give yourself some extra time afterwards. Take a couple of good deep breaths, as deep as you can. And bring yourself here. Don't worry about your mind or your questions. Just put them to the side. You can pick them up later if you like. I bet they'll still be there. But for now, take a moment to focus on your breath. Allow yourself to soften. Bring yourself to this exceptionally not perfect moment where peace may be hard to find. Don't force yourself to relax. Don't try. Just be here and listen. We come to ourselves in softening, in tenderness, to become available to pain and to love, to make our hearts available. Yield. Don't fight. All is not well, and here we are with that. So we show up as tenderly as we can. Show up with tenderness for what is, softening into it. Yield. Grief does not show you that you've lost your way. Grief is the way. Softening your heart is a radical act. Wanting for yourself something beautiful and gentle and kind. Holding out your hands to see what comes. Holding out your heart as a place of meeting what has already come. What is here now is love. Not to make it better, not to make it go away, not to give you a reason, but just to be here. And love sits beside you now, even when you don't feel it, even when it seems to have disappeared from sight. Maybe love is still here with you in whatever form that takes. A love that goes beneath everything. It makes no sense. I don't think it tries to. But there is love beneath and around and within everything. And maybe this love knew. Maybe love was there, preparing you as best it could for what was to come, for what is now. Maybe you have been companioned all along, through this whole life, by love in all its forms and at all times. And as you breathe into this space, you feel a gentleness come into you now, rising up to meet you, surrounding your heart, holding your hands. Infinite love, infinite tenderness. Love is with you here. Love that is heartbroken for you as much as it's heartbroken with you, beside you, exactly here. And you breathe in all that love that's available, all the gentleness, meeting pain with love. We open into love. And we come back again and again, making that choice to be present, to feel it, to receive even this, even this. All is not well, and here you are with that. What began in love continues here, along this road, on this path, here. May you know love. May you know kindness. May you be free from suffering. And may you have hope in the continuing experiment. To believe in a love that doesn't save you, but is still your shelter and still your home.